PMs. We announce that I'm streaming. Oh, I don't want to dox any conversations. 1 minute. Where's my shit? There it is. Whatever. Alright, so we'll just go here and I'll redo this. You know, Dad.
Okay, kids.
I just don't want to dox conversations since I'm sharing my full screen right now. Hi guys, I will probably edit this to make it easier for people, but I really want to do this today. I think it's really important that we properly read the rules and try to understand them as much as possible. I'm going to put this inside their channel. Reading rules today. Reading the rules and going over them. All right. So we're going to go over them like to the best. Here's my eye. No. We're going to go over them to the best of our ability, and we're going to work this out right now. So I'll start at the top. Actually, I don't feel like... Well, I'll just read this part because we don't want to skip anything, right? Let me go make sure...
you don't want to ever skip anything. You don't skip stuff. You skip stuff, you die. You die, you skip stuff, okay?
All right. So here we go. I hope you guys can see me fine. Mike, can you write your mom and let her know that we're streaming? So in case, when she gets home. So...
she's home.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
She hasn't left yet? All
yep.
Right. Let me make sure the camera's completely on me then. Alright. We're going to read this shit together because there was some confusion last night, and I want to make sure that we all completely understand this because some of this stuff was really, in my opinion, was completely like misinformation. And I feel like even when people were coming into the channel and making comments, they also didn't understand the rules. I mean, according to what it says in black and white, right? So we're going to go over that shit right now. All right. Common decency. As community members, it's expected that players will treat each other with common decency. Everyone in this community should feel welcome as we try to promote a positive environment. No matter what background someone comes from, any form of out-of-character discrimination is forbidden and can result in a community ban if severe enough. Now, I want to... Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. We had major problems last night. I almost quit the server. It was my first night on here. Well, really my second day. And
kind of second day, but yeah.
Full day. And I actually almost quit. I was really, really upset. I was livid last night. There's a long video about it. My subs were in here. I got raided last night in the channel, I mean, on Twitch. And even they were massively...
Not in real life. Don't worry about that.
Yes. Even massively confused. And then I had a guy cussing at me and threatening us and all kinds of stuff in the game, of course. And then, it was just a big problem. But I want to stay here. I don't want to quit. I'm not a quitter. I believe in trying to fix shit. So the reason why we're doing this, I'll articulate it for everyone, is because I feel like not a lot of people take the time to read this. And I feel like, even personally, I've read this a few times. My wife read this. My wife is a massive supervisor. I went to college. I graduated college in 2004. I worked with wayward youth with the judicial system, and I was like, damn, I've read this already, but I couldn't even apply this. Like, some of the shit I just absolutely could not apply, like in playing in a 16-hour period. And so my suggestion, I wrote a mod today, or a server admin, and asked her, because she was the only, I don't want to say the only, I'm trying to give people chances here, but she was amazing. And she said, you need to put this up on the forums and express this. But I feel like 16 hours time isn't long enough to be called not a noob. I think it should be 7 days or 14 days.
Now, even if it's, I feel like 50 hours.
Even if it's in-game days, even if it's in-game time, that's fine, because that would be 50 hours. That would be, would it be 3 hours?
It'd be like 3 hours.
But
yeah.
even if it was 3 days or something, for someone to get used to this shit, because this is completely, for someone like myself that's older, this is out of, like, I understand role playing. I've played Dungeons and Dragons. I also played Mud servers. I came from the days of Mud. I'm gonna age myself a little bit. And Mud was hella fun, but this was so
don't
frustrating.
Even know what that is now.
Yeah, I apologize, you guys, if some of you don't know what it is, but it's like RP in text. It's really fun. But this is really frustrating because it was like the way that we got bullied in the last 2 days has made me never want to do this again. And I'm not a quitter. So we are gonna fucking get through this together, and we're gonna go through the rules. I had people come to the stream last night after we were raided, and they were chilling in here, and a guy played for an entire month. And you guys are, I think some of you can watch it, and maybe people clipped it, but he said he didn't even understand. He didn't even know how to pull someone out of the car. And this is not a mean thing to him. This isn't, I'm not trying to be rude to him. I'm not malding, I'm explaining something. So he couldn't even understand that.
Follower only mode real quick.
So we'll go into it. So yeah, you could go ahead and do that. Go ahead. No matter, okay, so let's read them. As community members, so we want to talk about the first part. I feel like, in my personal opinion, this is really important to look at, because if someone doesn't like someone discriminating against them on a personal level, out of character, like they're being just absolutely disrespectful and rude, that's not going to be tolerated at all. And if it's severe enough, they'll be banned. And I'm assuming it doesn't say how long their ban is, but I'm guessing for quite some time. Thank God I followed. Yeah, I don't deal with trolls very good. I have a Discord of 180 people, and trust me, they're great because they know I don't put up with no bullshit. So, administrative discretion and intention of the rules. This gives moderators the ability to punish players for offenses not listed in the rules when a community member's actions or general conduct creates a negative playing experience for another player and or is detrimental to the realistic role-playing quality we're trying to create on this server. This ruling or punishment must be approved by a senior moderator or above. That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. For example, if a community member is seen harming the role-playing environment or not living up to the quality or expectations of the environment, the staff will work to direct the community member to change their roleplay to better fit the server environment and quality. Okay, that is amazing. Hands down, I think that's what I expect, and that's what I think needs to happen more. But I know that's in an unrealistic world, because first of all, if there's 200 people and there's only 5 staff members, that's a fuck ton of people per one staff member. So I know in business,
we took a good old gander that there's 5 or 10. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm assuming, by the way, and don't quote me.
If you don't mind, if you could correct us, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
I see
someone knows more.
7 staff members, so it's more than 5.
In my job, what I did, we had 1 person for every 10 people. Basically, that's kind of the weight on that. So in a 200-man server, you would need 20 staff members, right? So because then it wouldn't be overbearing for somebody. That's just personally, though, and what I've learned. So,
and then you could help out the new players and everything else.
Yes, and this is a great concept and a great idea to help new players and people that want to stay here. 20-1. Okay. All right. Awesome. I think it will really help. This will also, and if you guys want to stop at anything, we can stop. Like I said, it's probably going to upload to YouTube and go over this, because I couldn't find anything recent on YouTube. This will also involve a punishment for breaking a rule, even though it's not a written example. Let's do that again. Okay. All right. So basically, what that says to me is they're gonna go and correct that person. The staff will correct that person and give them a better response to role play or a better way to role play to fit the environment and the quality of the environment that they expect. And they might still punish that person for being incorrect, but they will teach them how to do it correctly. I hope that's what it's saying, and I respect that 100%. If that's what it's saying, I completely understand that rule. Do you understand that, by the way? Simp?
Yeah.
You get it? All right. I'll just call him Simp because his name is Captain Simp in the game, and he's brand.
This is out of game text, so you can just say Maya or Rayma.
So Rayma. All right, we'll call him Rayma. This is out of game text, so I'll do it. Rayma, he gets it. So we want to make sure we completely understand this as noobs. It is impossible for us to list every example or variation of the rules.
Which
it's
makes
also
sense.
that absolutely. I mean, not everything is going to be black and white perfect. This is not how the world works. It's also impossible to word everything perfectly. Players are expected to understand the intent of the rules and not attempt to toe the line or use loopholes to get around the intent of the rule. Any community member abusing loopholes within the community guidelines is subject to severe punishment. Now, we seen this exactly last night and made me want to quit. I was not familiar with this part of this. And I have to tell you, I read this, but it's just so much to put into like action. Now that we're talking about it, it's good to read and then speak about it. So now we're doing that. Now we're going over it. I now realize that there isn't really loopholes, and they don't want there to be loopholes. If people are old, like 200 to 1,000 hours, they're an older player, they shouldn't be trying to look for red tape to get around the rules to justify their disgusting actions. That's my my take on it.
Yeah.
All right. Immersion. This is really, really, really important. Immersion. Committing actions. Okay, 1 second. If there's a loophole, it's called a rule trolling. People do it sadly, but you don't see it. Admin direction basically is a blanket term to give higher up staff permission to punish rules that are not specifically written. It's rarely used, but yeah, we got it, to be honest. I understand. Hey, how are you, brother? Welcome back.
How's it going, man?
We're addressing it. It was here last night, and we're addressing some of the stuff today. I decided to read the rules online, and then we're gonna take this video, edit it, and put it on YouTube because I feel like there's just nothing that goes over this directly in the form that call me Beds. Okay, all right. I got you. Oh, I see. Beds at the end. Hey, I'm a boomer, bro. You got to forgive me, but I got you. I'll call you Beds. It's actually easier for me, so I appreciate it. So we're gonna go over this stuff. Yeah, that's right. You can call me boomer. I don't get mad, man. All right, immersion. Immersion's extremely important. I broke this 1,000 times yesterday, okay? Listen, after I read this like 4 or 5 times today, I sat with my wife, and I was like, wait, let's go over this like seriously, and let's look at this. I break this rule right here is great, but it's very, very difficult if you don't understand what it really, truly means. I think that a lot of people don't actually. So let's look at this. Actions are assisting with the community of actions that breaks lesser or fracture roleplay is strictly prohibited and will not be tolerated. So committing actions or assisting with the committing of actions that break lesser or fracture role-playing is strictly prohibited and will not be tolerated. These actions include the following. I have to make sure that the very first part is really important. You not just cannot commit the action, you also can't assist in it. You can't be in the car and be like, oh well, hey, he does what he wants. He's his own person. No, if you're guilty by association, just like in real life. That makes sense.
Yeah, like when we were robbing cars and just freaking selling them to like random people, not people that said they're new, just people in general.
But it doesn't matter. We had no idea. We had to really read this. So, so I was like, hey, I'm in the car. I have nothing to do with this. It doesn't matter. I actually am guilty by association. I respect that. Now we know that you can't do that. Not that you can't rob cars, but that you can't expect to get out. You can't be basically you're held accountable for who you're around. All right. Number 1, crime-sensitive areas, including government buildings currently in use and official player-ran events. What does this say? Sorry, you guys. Pillbox, MD, and
On the
all.
player command, no staff is going to say boomer. Why did you not stop him breaking rules?
Well, on a player complaint, no staff is going to say boomer. Why did you stop him? He's on a staff. On a player complaint, no staff is going to say boomer. Why did you? No, we're talking about. I'm reading chat.
Oh, bro, his name is Boomer Time.
Yeah,
Like,
my name in League of Legends is called Boomer Time. So people say boomer. I'm. It's okay. We're not talking about in the game right now. We're talking about just my chat in general. Sorry if that was confusing. But I'll read the rules, but I also have to read chat too. So I was reading what he was writing, and I say he could say that. This guy's not from. By the way, I'm a League of Legends streamer. I just came over to Mafia like 2 days ago, literally. But I think that the problem is there's even people we were playing with and people that have said that they played this game for a long time that absolutely either they've read these rules and don't understand them, or they've read these rules and don't care about them. But I think that these rules are really important because they help the community as a whole, and I think that they actually do help role playing and make it more fun, if you will. I'm being serious about it because I think it's a really serious thing, and it needs to be taken seriously. So that's the only reason why I'm reading these, so that people know, look, we're actually going to go through each and every rule and break them down, at least from our take on it. And then if people want to comment later on YouTube or whatever, they can do that. After I move it from Twitch to YouTube, I'll have it on both places. They can make comments and correct anything they would like. But crime-sensitive areas, this is rule number 1 under immersion. Crime-sensitive areas include government buildings currently in use and official player-run events. Pillbox, MD, and all other MD properties, as well as server-run events, are considered crime-free zones. So a crime-free zone means you can't go and rob somebody, basically. That would be committing a crime in the eyesight of that area. So you can't. That is basically committing a crime, and this is a crime-free zone, which means you should not be doing that. It's against the rules. Including areas are to be considered populated and potentially guarded due to this proper planning and concealment of identities. Needs to take place. Examples of roleplay that would need mod plus approval. Examples of roleplay that would need mod plus approval. Now, here's the part I didn't understand about this, and I'll be honest. This is hard. So, you have to get mod approval for this sort of thing, which is hard to do, I would think, because you would have to write a mod, I guess, and ask for permission to do this, and give them a stated reason, I want to do role play this out in this situation. That's my take on it, at least. Examples of role playing that would need it. Here we go. These are the examples. Number 1. Any type of raid on a government property with the intent to steal property, kidnap, or harm others. Number 2. Any major crime that would be major consequences for you or another player's character. So you would have to get that approved before you were to do that in these areas. It's really important that you do that, because if you just go out doing that, then you're obviously going against the rules of the server. That's example B, by the way. Example C, examples of role playing that would not need mod plus approval is fleeing or spoiling evidence in an attempt to protect yourself from criminal charges. Number 2, any minor crime that would have light consequences for you or another player's character. I think those are completely understandable and make a lot, they're not really, don't need too much explaining on none of that. But maybe for older players that are going to be doing this sort of thing, just make sure that you don't get yourself in trouble. Get mod approved. Number 2, running into the no crime zone. I have to be honest, I broke this crime 1,000 times. I'm going to read chat. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Chat.
Say it
Somebody
again.
said, so you can read crime at PD, SD, prison, and banks, but you need proper RP to conceal your identity. However, you can't do any crime at MD. You create a Discord ticket support. Ask someone if you have approval, such as an X. I would like to do a prison break.
Oh,
They
he's
check
reading
if
chat,
enough
by the way.
guards
He's
are
reading chat.
online to do, and if you have a good reason, so you can wait. But the problem is, so you can do crimes at PD, SD, and banks. Wait, so I talked to a mod yesterday, and they said you're not allowed to do any crimes at the bank.
Yeah, this is where we're confused.
If eyesight to the bank. If you
If
can
you're
see
in
the bank,
eyesight.
you can't be a prostitute. Or you can't kill somebody if you're by the bank.
If the bank is within eyesight, that's what we were
So I
told.
was told that's a bannable offense.
Yeah, and we were breaking
That's a
that
crime-free
rule
zone.
the first day. We read this, but we had no idea about it. So I appreciate your input, but that's what we were told. I'll try to get it verified and make sure completely again that I understand it.
I don't know about the prison or the SD, but I was told by the not moderator. It was a staff member named Squishy Scientist that that's a bannable offense to kill somebody at a bank or commit a
I don't
crime
want to link DMs, but yeah.
Yeah, so don't even.
I forgot that if I open Discord and then link whatever. But yeah, so we did ask that over and over to make sure we were correct because we didn't want to break the rules on this. And we were told that you just can't commit a crime there.
Because I accidentally screwed up because I was like, "Hey, baby, we won't even go with what I was saying." But let's basically, I was trying to be a prostitute at the bank for money. And that's apparently it wasn't allowed, and
Yeah, his character is like really flamboyant and like really like loud, and it's actually hilarious. It's actually I love it, but he's got killed over it already in his first day. And last night a situation happened because someone said he was too loud, and they wanted to just kill him and murder him, and it was ridiculous. Anyways, but we enjoy role playing, and it's really funny. So we learned that. Yeah, that's why we're going over this, though. We want to understand this so people know like what they can and can't do and why. So let's go into this now. Number 2, this is something we broke over and over and over. I'm the first ones to admit it. I don't know if I just read this and didn't care or read this but didn't think of like different scenarios where this could actually happen in, but we're going to look at this. Running into a no crime zone or crime sensitive area listed above to avoid an active situation except for cases where a player has not committed a crime during the situation and is fleeing by the police department. Emergency services may also bring individuals to one of these locations. So what we did wrong, and we learned by reading this multiple times now, is if we're like right down the street from the bank, for instance, like literally, but we can't see it. And someone's chasing us, we ran to the bank and we were like, we're safe. That's just not the case. You can't do that. You're breaking roleplay and you're destroying the RP from the other player, getting to rob you or whatever they're doing. So as a new player, don't think that's acceptable.
Now, that was when we were both like less than 15 hours though.
Right, and not just that, but
speaking of which, sorry for cutting you off there. But speaking of which, you're not allowed to rob somebody that has a new tag. Didn't know that as well. I got told same person by the Squishy Scientist that if somebody robs you and you have the new tag on, you can file a complaint on the forums.
Well, I'm going to get into that. Actually, it's in here. It's actually really in here, and I really like that. That's why we're going through this today.
Oh, okay.
All right, so I'm going to read. I'm going to read chat now, not the forum text. All right, so I want to make that clear. All right, so I suppose banks aren't allowed, even though I break the rule weekly by role playing that I rob banks. So I don't think you need approval for that unless it is the main bank. However, if someone tells you cannot do this in RP there, that's kind of odd. Like, it's not a bad crime. You'll be fine. It would be petty to report everything you do. Like, I rob banks according to rules. I suppose I can't, yet I do. So I don't know, man. Well, that's our problem. Yeah. This is my problem and why we're going over the rules, Legend. Because
wait, are you from NoPixel or are you from Mafia City RP?
Or are you from Eclipse? probably from Mafia City. I put it in Mafia City, I'm sure, or Twitch art. There's many of these servers, but that's where we're going over the rules. I'm staff in Mafia City. Okay, perfect. Thank you. I appreciate you writing that. That's why we're going through this, because we want to make sure that we understand the rules according to what they're written. And I'm really a rule guy. I have to be honest with you. Listen,
He's the biggest SJW.
I'm massive. Hey, you can call me what you want, but like the fact is, if a rule is going to hold me accountable, if I'm going to be held accountable to something, I believe that rule has to be blanketed. Yes, that it can't be because I'm streaming, or it can't be because you don't like me as an individual, or it can't be your own personal feelings. So, and I feel that like this already took place. So, not towards staff, don't take me wrong, but other players. So the fact is, I want to make sure that we communicate and articulate these great. So we're just going through what we feel by just reading this. And then, like I said, I'm going to later today fill out a big long thing and hopefully put some suggestions up, because some of this stuff was really confusing. And we wanted to make sure we understood it completely, because I think RP is amazing. We're going over, hey, how are you, Firefly? Welcome to the channel. We're just going over the rules as new people, brand new to the game, so that we can understand them and we can get input from others and their understanding of the rules completely. And then what I'm going to do is use an editor and put them on YouTube, because I feel like I said last night, I had people in my chat that watch a situation take place, and they were like, dude, this guy's changed his story like 10 different times. And I'm not going to out anyone, but it was pretty rough last night. So that's why we're doing it. But I don't want to be a jerk. I don't want to bully anyone. It just happened, and so I want to do this correctly.
It was very frustrating.
It was extremely frustrating, and I want to fix it, because it probably happens to a lot of people like me that are brand new to the server and take this stuff really seriously, because I love to RP. I think RP is amazing. Like I said, you weren't here, but I played mud RPs, and I've done all of that. I'm old, and I've enjoyed doing those things.
The problem is rules tend to change.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially the rule. Well, we'll go into that next. But all right, so number 2, running into the no crime zone, or we just went over that. So we'll go over number 3 now. Using any form of a vehicle for a non-roleplay reason, or performing non-role-playing behavior while using them. This includes, but is not limited to. So you can't use a vehicle for a non-role-play situation or performing non-role-playing behavior with them.
Like, for instance, when the guy ran me over for no apparent reason and just started killing me.
Perfect.
Or us in general.
He wasn't RP.
That happened. That happened earlier because I accidentally curved on his car, or curved a little bit to the side of his car.
He just was looking for a reason, in our opinion.
Exactly. And that wasn't even allowed technically.
Yeah, but I'm going to read what it says, because there's some stuff here, A, B, C, and D. So A, finishing taps is the act of seeing an individual with very low health or tapping them with your vehicle, finishing them off, and or knock them down without cause. B, reckless operation of vehicles in an excessive manner that endangers your life or the lives of those around you without a valid roleplay reason. That's huge, by the way. C, we'll go over these in a minute. C, performing unrealistic maneuvers on vehicles that you shouldn't be able to perform, and you shouldn't be able to perform them. Driving quickly or rough off-road terrain using a drag bike or a supercar, or driving up excessively steep hills with no vehicles that a normal vehicle shouldn't handle. Makes sense. We're in D now. Stunt jumping is permitted under immersive circumstances that involves hobbies, leisure, esports. They're, however, forbidden in circumstances such as similar to pursuits, chases. Individuals must still be fearful or value their life when stunt jumping.
I mean, like that one person that accidentally freaking hit my car and died.
Perfect. That's a great example. So last night were we by the bank?
Yeah, we were.
Or the hospital. No, we were by the bank, and this girl, she was doing amazing. She was like jumping areas, and she jumped, and like when he was pulling out, she got hit by the car. So what we did automatically is role play like her, bam, like, oh my gosh, she fell over, and then we were like,
you good, baby?
yeah, he's hilarious. So then we helped her.
Pick you up, girlfriend. I'll put you in the back of my car, baby. I'll take you to the medic.
So we took her to the hospital, and there was no medic. So he ran in the hospital, and he's like, "Help, help!" And we have someone in the back. We hit her with the car, and it was super funny. It was hilarious. But we didn't find. Do we find medics that time? Did we have to go back?
No, we went to the other one. They still don't have any medics, so we went back, and then they had a medic.
Yeah. So and then we figured out, that's how we learned from the time before that. We found medics that taught him how to take someone out of the car by yourself, because we actually took someone hostage on accident because we didn't know how to take them out of our car. So we paid that guy $1,500 or whatever in the game. We paid him $1,500 because we held him for like hours. We know how to take him out of the car.
We couldn't get out of the car because there's no medics.
Paid him what he would make doing a job because we felt really bad for him. And he was awesome about it. He's like, "Oh my gosh, you guys are awesome." But we had no idea how to take him out of the car. So
we're calling the police on ourselves.
We do. We spam that channel, but there's so many questions when you're new.
Well, okay. No, he's talking about T/N.
Go ahead, explain it.
You cut out for a second. But the problem with T/N is sometimes people just tell you figure it out yourself, and like that's just not helpful. There is no medics. You can go ahead and make a B report. Then RP's going to represent and getting admitted. Okay. All
right. So that was really one of those situations. I think we're perfectly explained this rule right here. 100%.
Welcome, Caleb.
Welcome, man. So number 4, answer might not come straight away, but someone will help you, and answers will come to the end. Oh, that's awesome. Tells you IC. Okay, good. I was going to ask you IC. IC is in character. Man, like, bro, I'm telling you, like, these things are so good for someone like me. I promise you. Like, I need to understand this lingo, like, completely. And we will get it, but it's going to take time. So let's read
number language.
Yeah, it's a lot to grasp. And like I said, I'll put this on YouTube. Out of character. Hey, how you doing, Z-fans? Out of character as well. Okay, awesome. That is really... OOC means out of character. And IC means in character. All right. Whew. Hey, I'll keep that in the video. Did you all make any of those? We haven't yet, and I'll go into after why. Yeah, Caleb, because we couldn't figure out where to put it.
Yeah, we have zero clue.
So because I've read these rules like within last night and today many times, and I sat with my wife because I really wanted to take time to make sure that we understand it, because I'm extremely an SJW when it comes to rules. I'm going to be honest. I'm a big social justice warrior, 100%. And I don't know if it's because of like who I am in my head in real life. Like I really don't know, but it's just who I am. Like I really believe that there's a reason for these things. So, and we can be in VC. I can help. All right. So, and yeah, that would be.
Oh, hey, you whisper me a link and I can post it, Caleb.
Yeah, just message right in the chat. Right in the chat.
All right, poggers. Hey, just whisper me.
Bro, you guys could say, hey, we made some massive mistakes last night. We had zero understanding of this stuff. Like I said, we read this multiple times, but until you're in the situations doing this, it doesn't make sense. It absolutely doesn't make sense. You think it would, but it doesn't, because it's on paper until you're actually doing it. And that's why I wanted to read it and go through it and then discuss it, if that helps. This is going to help me. Just a funny clip. Awesome. Yeah, you'll have to PM us for sure. And we can do that. Let's read number 4. Failing to value your own or another individual's life. Examples below. A. An individual must fear for their life if there is a firearm or any weapon that is life-threatening is aimed at them, even if it's only RPLY. I don't know what that is. Once a player is fired at, they are permitted to flee. At this point, the individual would have responsible suspicion that their life is coming to end, making it reasonable for them to make an attempt to flee in the final moments.
All right, so like in real life, you sometimes someone tries shooting
Role
you,
play.
you hit the
Okay,
gas
thank
pedal.
you.
You know what I mean?
Thank you. Okay. So, yeah, and she explained that. Oh, thanks. Sorry, you guys. She explained that to us last night. That yeah, I might have to mute. One second.
Go put your dog outside real quick.
Just give us 1 second. He's going to put her outside so I can go through this.
Come on, let's go outside.
So, we got explained this last night really well. If someone pulls a firearm on you, you're not going to run because you know they're just going to shoot you and kill you. So stop and RP the situation and make really good RP. Like, genuinely be fearful. Genuinely be afraid. Make the situation even more fun for the person doing it because they're taking their time to rob you. Am I right? I think I got this one completely as a new person. Like, if someone is robbing you and they're doing a good job at what they're doing, you need to make it a genuine situation for them. Like, oh my gosh, what am I doing?
Catch me?
You caught me? What was I doing? How did you catch me? Like, you could actually be scared, and you should do that because then you're actually having fun and you're doing the intent of the situation instead of just being like F you, and taking off. That's not really RPing. That actually ruins it, and it's wasting their time. So that's really important. Thank you, man. I appreciate the sub. We have a Discord too. Someone asked me last night, do we have a Discord? And there is a Discord. If you guys do exclamation point Discord, it'll get you in there. And I'll make a channel for this, obviously. We just literally, I haven't streamed in a month and a half. I just came back, but I came back to this because I wanted to actually do this. And I wanted to enjoy it. And we're not quitting. Trust me. All right. So I completely understand number 4. But for those that don't, I hope that helps. You don't want to just run from an RP situation and make it shitty for the person that's actually putting in the effort to rob you. It would be different if, like, for instance, we had a guy literally run by the car and be like, stop, this is a robbery. The fuck?
And we just ran over him.
I was like, bro, this guy can't rob us. We're in a fucking car. He doesn't even have a gun. Like, I'm not afraid.
Report because I had to log out and log back in because I couldn't access my menu because I would have just walked out and stabbed them.
So at that point, we hit him with the car. Listen, hey, it justified, right? He tried to rob us. The dumbass didn't have a gun. You can't tell me you're robbing me and I have a vehicle. You don't even have a gun. I'm killing you. Sorry.
We just kept running them over.
That's real. You're gonna die for that shit. I'm sorry. I don't want you robbing nobody else. Not without a gun, anyway. You might scare some old woman and rob her because she can give it up. But I'm fighting. So, all right. Or man, yeah, it doesn't have to be. But rob someone with a knife or a you need some to adjust desync and stuff. Yeah, I agree with you. So individuals may not commit RP suicide unless they are character killing. An individual may not commit RP suicide unless they are character killing. What is RP suicide?
Yeah, what is freaking RP suicide? Like, hey, baby, hit me one more time, daddy.
Right, so someone help me out here.
Stand me, poppy.
Jumping off a bridge. Okay.
Oh wait, we've seen somebody do that.
Okay, I seen someone like jump in the water, like what drowned himself. Okay,
I mean, I asked him if the idiot wanted a medic. We can talk about it.
Okay, it would be like me jumping off a building. Okay, thank you. Hey, see, this is the stuff that we want to get out there. I don't care how long this video is for YouTube. I want to get this out here. We'll edit some of this, but some of it is really, really important. Someone like me would absolutely have no idea what that was. I thought it was like you just slash suicide. Because in some games you could do that and you're like, ugh, and you're dead. I played one game where you swallowed your tongue. And I don't remember what game it was now. Yeah, but it was actually funny. Like the text was like, you swallowed your tongue and you died, right? That would, to me, would be RP, suicide. But character kill or CK is deleting your character since they are dead. Ah, okay. All right, appreciate it.
Also, can you delete characters? Just out of curiosity. Like, you know how you can create a character? Can you delete a character at the same time?
Yeah, we were wondering that. That's a great question. Yes, you can. Now, here's my problem, you guys. We're going to discuss this and staff is in here. Couldn't someone, okay, we talked about this, and I'll be really frank. Couldn't someone make a character, take the money out? Okay, everyone knows, even people that were coming to my channel last night were like, listen, you can't, but you could message a mod. They were like, we all use Discord anyways. Like, that's just how the game goes. And don't feel bad for doing that. And I was like, okay, I already understand that. But now, since we know that people use Discord and they all talk, right? Everyone understands that. The fact of the matter is couldn't you make characters, take the 2,500 off of them, send it to your friend over and over and over, and make 1,000 characters?
You just keep freaking cheating the money.
Is there a way that you guys can stop that or see that?
Is there a way you guys could see that, or no? Yeah, basically 100% money farming. Care limit, but if you can delete characters, there's no character limit.
Firefly said, "Good. No, we're not going to do that, but we want to make sure that we discuss that because in one day we were like, wait, someone could easily do this. Then if they could just keep doing that,
and I was like, that takes 4 hours, and you'll have 600,000 pretty much.
You need to message a mod to delete a character. Perfect.
Okay. That's what we were wondering.
We should add that. Someone remember that? Someone remember that because I don't think that's here, but that's really good. I'll have to add that to when we write this thing out later today. Because
wait,
I think,
so what if somebody got in their account, for instance, and said, "Hey, can I have this account deleted?" Do you do you have like a system to make sure it's their account more than just hey, what's your username and password?
oh, to delete a character, the mods have to do it. Okay, never mind. So that makes more sense. So you don't even have to make it a rule because it's basically an implemented thing.
Anybody can get your account if they have your username and your password.
Well, how would they, bro? Because I have kids. What do you mean?
Yeah, say you have a kid, or say it's like your cousin that they come over.
But for real, like, hey, sometimes I just leave my computer on. Like, I do it actually every day. Not sometimes. I reboot my computer like once a month. Like. Yeah.
Especially if you always have people in your house. I mean, some people don't care about COVID. I mean, we personally do be as well. He's very
Yeah, but anyway, not to get into that. But yeah, so I mean, it can happen. Is all he's saying. He's giving like exception.
I was just curious. Like League of Legends, they have a thing where you have to like fill out information.
Caleb, I think that if you can't delete accounts, that's great. But if you can, I think there needs to be something to explain that you can't do that because. They aren't familiar with the info. Chances of them knowing a mod has to delete is slim. Right. I agree with Justiny Boo. I agree. If someone doesn't know that, they aren't familiar with it, they're not going to know and they're just going to do it.
Kids cooking Coke for
27 hours isn't going to fly. We already had people using the... Oh, I get it. Like stay. I get it. You can... You also need to fill a forum on You also need to fill a forum on the. Okay, perfect.
Oh, okay.
I like
to
that.
delete your account, you have to put something on the forums. That would that's what I was wondering. Like that would be like a perfect way to make sure it's them.
All right, let's keep going. We're gonna be in these rules for a while because some of them I've read multiple times. All right, so C, an individual is expected to still be fearful if they are in a vehicle or not. Well, that's exactly what we just talked about. We were in a vehicle. The guy didn't have a gun.
He had no gun.
And he literally
scared, baby.
he looked homeless. Hey, let's be honest. I didn't know that guy could afford a knife. I was like, bro, we ain't pulling over, but we gotta kill him because he just tried to rob us, right? You're using man. Okay, so. Yeah. I like that you guys do that. Don't put up with that crap because many people are liars, unfortunately, and they're gonna try to get around it. That would go with the top rule that there's no red tape trying to get around the rules. No problem. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out, and I appreciate your sub. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we going.
Get used to the DC. Sometimes he has a gun out. Bye. Yeah. Okay.
Problem is, if we don't see the gun, we can't assume that he has a gun in his hand.
Right. Yeah, and mostly, like, you should have seen my stream. Like, you would see that, like, sometimes I couldn't even sync. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so laggy.
We'd be driving, and he'd be under the freaking ground while we're driving.
I always stream now. Anytime I am on this game, I'm 100% streaming it. 100%. I'm SJW. Like I said, I'll take it. Hey, right now you guys just know I'm streaming everything. You see me? It's on stream.
It's all gone now.
It's how it works. That's who I am. Oh, wait. C, an individual is expecting to still. Okay, we already went over this one. All right, so that's C. Basically, be afraid if you're in a vehicle too. If someone pulls a gun on you, you're not going to drive away. I mean, unless you have that car that guy got shot at. What was it? Oh man, no. Tesla. It was a Tesla just the other day. Yeah. Hey, unless you have that bulletproof glass, hey,
baby, you're getting killed.
Seriously, you're dying. You need to be afraid. And I'm sure he was still afraid when he was driving away. Legal group members with an emergency button are expected to fear for their life if the above guidelines are being met. Under these circumstances, an emergency button should be pressed as this would be viewed as not fearing for your life unless you actively attempt to roleplay pressing the button discreetly. Let's read that again. Under these circumstances, an emergency button should not be pressed as this would be viewed as not fearing for your life unless you actively attempted to roleplay pressing the button discreetly. So that means that you would have to put it in do chat, correct? Make sure I got that right.
Possibly, I think.
Because you're doing the action? Like, you would have to /do secretly or like slowly pressing right? You would have to RP that out like a mud, if you will. Correct? Okay, good. Awesome. Just want to make sure that we are all on the same page where that.
Wait, I have a question. Out of curiosity, if there's any mods in here, if there's not, never mind. But out of curiosity, of course, say somebody's robbing a store and you go in there and you go shoot them. What happened? You know?
All right, we'll go through that after. I get it. We'll go through your questions after we'll go through them.
Yeah, I was just asking them on.
Yeah, we can edit this. Like I said, we're gonna edit some of this anyways. Why would you would give them demands first? It actually said
if they're
just
robbing
exactly
the place with
what
a gun,
I said.
you wouldn't just shoot them.
No, why would you do that? You could RP it.
Then you're robbing them, technically.
But you could RP it. It would be funny as hell. Make it a situation. Like an actual double RP. It would be perfect. Right? You guys agree, right? Like, it would be funner just to make it more RP. For both you and that person. That's the point. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you, Overpower. 100%. Like, I was in my store and I got a gunpoint at me, so I had to shoot them. Right.
Hell yeah.
But in your shooting them, were you're like, oh man, now I gotta get my gun. right? You made it funny. Like,
Or you just go like, "Hey, Vato," you just start shooting
right?
them real quick.
It would
Crouch
be
under the
funny.
counter real quick, pop out with like an AK-47.
And then you kill him. That's like double. That's perfect. I think that's great and a great situation for that. All right. So this said exactly what I was thinking. /do would she be able to discreetly press the button? So yeah, they're in the store with no guns pointed, no demands. It could be KOS, I believe. You're right. Actually, that's what I was gonna go to. That's coming up. Justin, you're right. And we've seen that multiple times in 2 days, and that's why I said my stream is always going to be on now, because there's tons of KOSing going on, and people just making it not fun at all.
They'll just walk up to you and shoot you.
Yeah, or stab you, and try
if you don't get, and I made a B report, and they're like, "Hey, if you didn't record it, it's on you." And just like,
yeah, and he didn't have his stream on, so it happens. So let's go over that, because this is going to explain it very soon. All right. So we understand the do statement now and how you should be using it if you're going to do it in that capacity. That goes on to that. So we're going to go to E now. Using your radio while your life is being threatened. Let me make sure. Using your radio while your life is being threatened. Failure to value your owner and other individuals. Using your radio while your life is being threatened. Is this a do or a don't, or you can't, or it doesn't? Let's see. The group members with the emergency button are no. An individual failing to value your own or another individual's life. Examples below. I don't know what this is
new
here
life
for.
Rule new it is.
Serious thing you can see now.
Scares. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna go over a new life rule too, because it's not here. By the way. We've read.
Yeah, we don't know what the hell the new life rule is.
There's
no freaking new life rule.
Like, it's just not here. Actually, it's. I mean, unless I can't, I'm not seeing. Like,
that's only admins can access it.
I even had my wife do this too.
Which, speaking of which, is why we screwed that up every time on the freaking quiz. Like when it gives you the exam quiz in the beginning, obviously we can't see what
because we couldn't find anywhere where it talked about the new life rule.
Exactly. When we were reading through, we're like, I swear I read the rules. And we scroll down and we'd be like, there is no freaking new life rule. We got the question wrong so many times. I can't tell you what we hit or what we clicked on or what we said. Because, well, that would be bannable because,
right.
Else.
Yeah. So let's look at this. I don't know what this is. Using your radio while your life is being threatened. You can't do that, or you shouldn't do that, or you can do that. I would think that if the person's next to you, couldn't you? Because I guess when you use if someone's robbing you at a store, right? And you're on the phone, I don't know. I guess you wouldn't be like, by the way, there's someone robbing me. You don't want someone to know. So I guess it should be you should not be using your radio.
Here full?
Me?
What I'm saying is that's what you'd be on the radio.
Right. Yeah, you can't.
Well, shouldn't you have full? You know what I mean? You wanna RP that yourself.
I think this needs to be clarified because it doesn't say you shouldn't or you should use your radio while life is being threatened.
Yeah, what does it matter? You totally could.
It doesn't say anything
It doesn't say you can't or you can.
Maybe because this is talking about an emergency button and then it just goes to E. So this is it. This is what I'm talking about. Some stuff on here just is yikes. How am I going to know that? You can't. But I agree with you. It should say you shouldn't use your radio. Or you can't use your radio. Right? That would totally make sense. I agree. Panic button and radios are considered the same in a way. But we don't know that as new players.
I mean, what's a freaking panic button to a radio? Also, we don't even know how to frequency the freaking radio or something.
Well, we'll get into that. But we don't know that as new players. And that's what I'm getting at. As a new player, this kind of stuff is good that we're discussing it. Because we're going to make a video about it. But, yeah, we would know that. So now we know that.
Wait. Your guys' thing just contradicted each other. It says, don't use when being threatened. At gunpoint, you're held. You can't because you're scared. Then you said it's the same thing. Both can be used to call for help while life is being threatened.
This is where we're confused, and you guys, it's okay to be confused.
To me,
Listen, it's okay to be confused because this is what we're trying to get through. This is the part that we're trying to understand. So when he's saying that, don't think he's just calling you out. He's actually saying, "I don't understand it." Say it again, Maya.
One person says I can't, and another person says I can. Like what Overpower said, like if they have a gun pointed at your head, you can't because you are at the scariest part of your life. You don't use it when you're being threatened. You said panic button is like a radio. You're considered the same way. Both can be used to call for help while your life is being threatened.
Sorry, guys. I got to drink water and stay hydrated.
So Overpowered says you can't because it's the scariest part of your life. Basically, you got a gun pointed at your head. You can't call for help. And you said it's the same thing as a panic button. Both are used to call for help while you're being threatened. I am confused. So can I use my radio?
If you, it says you can. It says to roleplay pressing discreetly, it should look like /me attempts to press the emergency button while shielding the radio from view by those holding him or her hostage. Would she be able to discreetly press the button? So if you are to do that, you can do that.
Okay.
But we would never know as a new player. I appreciate you guys, by the way. Thank you. We would never know as a new player, and those that are going to watch this later, and we're going to edit some of this stuff out, but hopefully this will fix. Maya's going to do all that. He's good at this stuff. But this is
just hear the
we wouldn't know I actually didn't know what the panic button was or whatever right here. Let's find it. Button is emergency button are expected to fear for their life and above guidelines meet. I didn't know what that was. So now we know that could be a radio. Yeah, absolutely. So I appreciate it. That's why we're doing this. So I appreciate you guys for coming in and helping us because I really think that other people need to understand this. Here's an important rule, you guys. Look, we went over these, but this one is a fucking nightmare. I'm mauling over this one. Mauling over this. This has to get fixed. I'm not kidding. Like, this is the reason why I almost quit. This one actually really pisses me off and made my night the worst night I've ever had in almost any game. Yeah, and I'm not exaggerating. In 20-something years of gaming, this one right here is fucking annoying. Where I said at one point that I felt like this server is more toxic than League of Legends, and it's sad because I shouldn't have felt like that. And I'm not the only one that actually feels like that. I've talked to other people in 2 days that actually say the same thing as a new player.
Even people that have played for 30 days.
Yeah, I even write to them and talk to them outside, and this is I believe not just a one-person issue. Like, it's not just my issue. This is a real issue. Let's read it. Number 5. It's a fucking problem. Failing to value or use proper voice communications for roleplay. This includes, but is not limited to, trolling, flaming, insulting other community members in-game, in and out of character capacity. Listen, here's the thing. If someone does something you disagree with in real life and you don't like it, or even in a game, there's a way that you approach that is respectful. There's a way that you would go to someone and do that is not going to be condescending or hurt their feelings or make them feel like they're less.
They're less than you
are. So this is a huge issue. Now I understand, we do this as humans quite often, but I feel like this happens a lot to new players. Not just being killed on sight, not just all those things, but I feel like this is a massive problem. If someone like Rayma here, when he RPs aloud, like
you could
allowed. No, I'm thinking of the word to use. Allowed, boisterous, like crip, like that's his RP.
Crip.
That's his character. Like, it's hella funny to me. I love it. But just because someone hears it and they're like, "You're too loud, I'm gonna kill you."
Yeah, like that one guy.
That's not RP at all.
I'm gonna kill him real quick.
Look, that's not,
Like,
RP,
that's not RP.
and not just is it not RP, it's actually disgusting.
It's
But he's not the only person that's done it. People are like, "Oh, you're yelling." Well, your version of yelling might be different than my version of yelling. Maybe he's actually using excitement in his voice and being funny, and that's what I take it as.
Or
But
my mic is too loud of a frequency for the freaking thing, and
Right.
somebody in an admin needs to tell me how to turn it down.
But it's still funny, nevertheless. And you either take it as that, or you take it as like, "Get away from me," whatever. But at either way, insulting them or being rude or killing them on site or making a reason to do that is beyond fucking failure to me in an RP server.
I mean, if you make a reason
So-
to kill someone, I'm all for it. But if you say, "Oh, it's because his mic's loud, let's just go and stab him, or let's just go and shoot him," it's ridiculous.
It happened a lot in 2 days.
It happened more than once last night.
Well, even the day before.
It wasn't just with that guy. The only reason why that guy was such a difference was because he even agreed to go in Discord, and then he had a sailor's mouth.
Not just that, but he tried to use red tape too, and I could
Exactly.
technically.
He tried to cut rules.
Yeah. So, anyways, but that's my big problem, number 5. But let's look at number 6 also. Failing to use or misuse of character identities. This includes, but not limited to. A.
Yeah.
Failing to use the proper name format of John Doe. John Doe. Damn, John Doe. Yeah, it's right here on paper. You guys can read it.
Hey, John Doe.
Yeah, John Doe. Hey.
Where'd that John Doe at?
Failing to use the proper name or format of John Doe. This is a part I didn't get. I need some help on this one. Failing to use or misuse of character identities. This includes, but not limited to. What's a good... I haven't ran into this yet, but what would be a good scenario for this, to understand this, articulated
Would you keep going
in the
out
game?
of character and back into character, maybe?
No, because it says failing to use proper name format of John Doe, but we don't see John Doe's name.
Oh, I know.
I see numbers.
Wait, I actually screwed that one up and somebody told me about it. So, let me see, since there's admins in here or something else in here, they can tell me if I'm
At
correct
least
or if I'm wrong.
players. Go ahead.
So, the thing is, basically, using the correct name format is their name is 36. You know, they have a number designated in the far right of their name that says their number. That is their ID. That's all you can say. You can't be like, "Hey, blah blah blah, Billy over here." You know, you can if you know their in-game IGN or in-game name as well, and then you can say their name. If not, you can't say, you know, player 13362 stranger 96693346213 is over.
Right.
Here, you know.
I see what...
Everybody has their own designated number to the right of them.
Not to cut you off, but I see what Fire's talking about. This is what me and my wife were talking about, actually. You can't use, like, someone's celebrity name or vulgar name, like a vulgar names in the name, right? That's what it's saying. Proper name format of like that. So I just didn't get that whole line. I didn't understand it.
Oh, wait. So is that like impersonating a celebrity in a way?
Yeah. The A is just confusing. The A part, but the B and the C I understood, and I've seen people get banned for it in the last 2 days. At the top on the left in the chat, people get banned for using pretty weird names. So I have seen that actually, mods doing stuff about that. So that's important, and I feel like people don't read that rule, so we're reading it.
Well, I feel like people don't read the rules, and what they do is they just skip through it. Kind of like we could have done, you know, theoretically speaking, of course.
Right. Number 7. Individuals has the ability to pause any form of role play or attempt to do so for
But by
any
the way, that's
reason.
freaking impossible to do. Like, to freaking do the quiz and not read it, that's impossible.
Yeah, you ain't passing it. But let me read this one really quick. Number 7. No individual has the ability to pause any form of role play or attempt to do so for any reason without direct instruction from a staff member. This includes using out of character /B excessively to complain about or attempt to alter roleplay when it results in substantial pause or delay of roleplay. Now, here's the deal. This here, it's kind of hard. I get it though. Like if we're in a roleplay situation, you're like, wait a minute, let's talk about something like in real life, right?
Yeah,
because
can't be
I disagree with this
about it.
completely. What was that?
I mean, to an extent, I think I know what you're saying, but to another
You
extent,
should
I
wait till
totally
the role play entire situation's over, and then if you
Yeah.
disagree with something, then address it. That's what this rule is, right? Number 7. It's talking about don't complain about it during the role play. Wait till it's completely over, and that way you're not breaking it and ruining the role play. And then, if you still have a problem, later on you can address it, right?
Yeah,
I hope
yeah.
so. That's my interpretation of rule number 7.
Yeah, same here.
Or you get done dirty and jump into out of character chat OOC to say, I'm calling staff, wait, etc. Okay, I've done that actually. So I'm glad you brought that up. So you can't do that. That's against the rules. We've done that. How many times? Like 100 times at least. I'm not a hypocrite. If it's an RP situation, Firefly said, or you've done, that's pausing RP, or you've got done dirty and jumped in an OOC chat saying, I'm calling staff, wait a second. Better record and report. So it's better not to just banter with the person. Don't even go into that. Just report them outright. Correct?
Oh, okay.
See, we broke that rule. Like,
I even broke that rule, being like, "Hey, that you can't hit me with your car, bro. I'm new." And then I freaking, all right, let's go.
Because that's out of character. I couldn't, bro. I think so many people miss this as a new player. It depends. Okay.
Doing my drawing trip.
This is actually really good to discuss. I think this one is case by case. Okay. We actually did this exact thing last night. Like, I was like, you can't do that. That's totally wrong. Like, and not just wrong, but offensive. Like, and the guy's like, you can't tell me what I can't do. And, like, but he was super breaking the rules. 100%. But I shouldn't have said anything. I should have just reported it. Correct? That's what you're saying. I respect that anyway, because then I'm not escalating the situation. It's de-escalating by not even bringing it up and just reporting it. Right? When you guys agree?
Yeah.
I agree. Okay, I think that's a perfect... We broke this rule completely.
More than once.
More than once. Absolutely, but didn't understand it. Now I get it. That's number 7, by the way, guys. So those of you that are going to watch this, don't do that shit. Number 8. Committing crime during the day. Okay, this is fucking important right here. Let me tell you. Hey, this run damn streams. Fucking happens constantly. Committing a crime during the day must have valid reasoning to initiate. Busy locations, the pier, busy roads, or areas that would be considered populated RP must have roleplay put into the concealment of the roads or areas that would be considered populated RP must have roleplay put into the concealment of individuals' identities and their vehicles. Criminal activity should be discreet and off radar. However, if committing the crime in public is required, it must require planning and effective roleplay leading up to the moment of the crime in locations such as banks, government buildings, PD, government MD. I don't know what MD is. Committing crimes is not permitted. Examples of valid reasons to commit a crime during the day includes, but are not limited to, the individual. The individual is part of a group that has recently contested your group's turf. B, the individual has been seen selling drugs or is present at the black market. C, the individual has shown that they are armed and showing hostile intent around a group. Turf. So medical department. Thank you. I appreciate it. I was going to look over after I read that. So let's read this one more time because I actually fucked up a few times while reading it. Committing crime during the day must have valid reasoning to initiate. Busy locations, the pier, busy roads, or areas that would be considered populated RP must have role play put into the concealment of the individuals' identities and their vehicles. Criminal activity should be discreet and off radar. However, if committing the crime in public is required, it must require planning and effective role play leading up to the moment of the crime. In locations such as banks, government buildings, PD, government, medical places, committing crimes is not permitted. So, let's discuss this rule. Because, to me, and I know that there's a time frame, we're getting to this at number 10, but this says that, in my opinion, you shouldn't be committing crime during the day in like job areas,
or places where it's high population.
Sorry, identities of their
Like a
vehicles,
hospital.
or job areas because they're really busy, or government areas, or the police department, or medical areas. But that happens constantly. I see people getting like axed down and destroyed and no RP even happens. Putting on different clothes, throwing your IDs away, putting on gloves, taking license plates off your vehicles, putting on different paint jobs on your vehicle. That's all RP'd.
Wait, what? I've changed my paint job on my vehicle more than once.
Putting on a different paint job on your vehicle. But you shouldn't do, committing a crime during the day must have valid reasoning to initiate. So, you shouldn't be committing crimes during the day. It's basically during daylight when there is a large chance that you could be caught. Same like real life. Not a script feature. URP doing all of that through DOS except different paint jobs. Okay, so I get it. Why the fuck would you go do that in daylight? You're gonna get caught, right? I totally understand that. He's speaking to the concealment part. But I'm talking, yeah, no, or else it's not valid. Oh, so you can do it, but you better RP it?
Yeah, like, shuts off security system, puts on rubber gloves, puts on rubber shoes.
Ah, good. So you can still do it. It is still GTA. Like you can still like jack somebody, right? Let's make sure I get this. Hey, let's make sure. You could still go up and have a crime, right? As long as you RP the whole the whole thing from start to finish.
Yes, sir.
During the day. And like it's good RP, not just like, hey fool, give me your car. Yes, but you need to put in some effort into hide who you are. Yeah. Make sure that you have an actual reason, not just I saw Johnny walking by the clothing store and wanted to steal his shoes. Yes, Justin.
Hell yeah.
Can I call you Boo because I don't want to destroy your name?
Johnny's shoes, though? Wait, isn't that a justified reason? Because you wanted his shoes. If his shoes look nice, you want his shoes.
So no, I agree with justified? This. I agree with this person. I agree. Like, I feel like that's not a great reason in an RP server. I mean, unless you're robbing them with a gun. Can you do that? Can you? So that's a great question, actually. This brings up good questions. Nah, that's petty, kind of, isn't it? If you walk up to someone, it is petty, but that's what I mean. We have to understand is you can call me whatever. All right. So Boo, what if you walk up to someone and like you're robbing them? Like I lived in East LA for a while. I'll be really honest with you. During the day, it happens all the damn time. Like Compton, South Central, like this shit is real. Like I grew up in some pretty crazy ass environments during the day. There were robberies, like straight up. People knocked on your door and robbed you, like during the day. But they planned that shit. They just didn't walk up to your house and rob you. Like I get the part where you take your license plate off, you hide your identity, all of those things. Like pre-doing that, like you actually coerce it in game. Like you're on comms. Like if you're with somebody and you're going to commit a robbery with them, right? You set it all up perfectly.
Do you have to do like a /do command puts on rubber gloves or?
Yeah, or can you do that via comm? That's actually a good question. So your car, you could follow them in another vehicle to retrieve that vehicle.
Oh yeah, that already happened to me last night.
Yeah, someone called somebody else to come get the vehicle. We stole a vehicle last night, and it was late. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning, which we're gonna get to next because there's some time frames. Let's say /do. I would not leave any prints behind as I'm wearing gloves. You want to /me and /do.
But they can. So now my question there is like, do people see the logs in?
Yes, they do. The mods will see the logs, right? If someone reports it, they can see it all set up, like that you RP'd the whole thing. Hell yeah.
So if you do it at nighttime, then what happens?
Well, I'm gonna read that. That's coming. That's number 10. That's number 10. We're gonna get there. Watch, we're gonna get there because I read this thoroughly. I wanted to understand this part in number 8 though. So you can commit crimes, but it has to be RP'd. Correct?
Oh, okay.
That's number 8. Yes, but when staff asks you for proof of concealment, you need to have the screenshots of it. Perfect. We're good now. Because I was like, this takes away fun in it. But actually it doesn't. It makes it better. All right, we're good. So number 8, you guys, if I'm sure you're gonna watch this. You can commit crimes during the day, but you better understand your /dos, your /me's. You need to understand what those do, and if you don't know, ask somebody. Ask somebody, because we've been doing a lot of asking. All right, get into RP, baby. Some straight up text RP, mud. Looking, hey, do what you got to do, but you got to know it. All right, I get it. That's number 8. Completely. Thank you guys, by the way. I appreciate it. Number 9, committing crimes directly relating to or during an active turf, contesting scenario, or claiming is not considered in violation of this rule. Wait. Committing crimes directly relating to or during an active turf, contesting scenario. Yeah. What's an active turf contesting scenario? How do you contest the turf?
Yeah.
Because as a new player, hey, if I'm walking in your turf and you're there and you're like, this is my area, I'm gonna be like, what? This ain't your area. Well, I'm taking it over and just shoot everyone in that area. Would that be contesting a turf, or what exactly would that mean?
That'd be metagaming.
Means gang's turf is being captured. But how do you know it's a gang's turf? They only tell you verbally, right? Because there's no way to tell, like in GTA where you took over turfs. There is a few script turfs. How do you know about them, though? Does that make sense? As a new player, that's IC info. In-character info. Oh, so in character you would find out whose turf it is, correct? If you're new, you could ask. In character. You could walk up to somebody in character and then be like, yo, fool, whose turf is this?
So right? I'm going to take it over, fool.
That's what you're saying? Make sure I completely get it. You don't really until you need to speak to someone who knows, wants to tell you. Ah, okay. It's kind of like finding a black market. All right, I appreciate that. That's awesome. I'm glad you didn't spoil it for me. By the way, don't spoil stuff. We don't need to know everything. But I'm glad you did it the way you did it, because I want to learn that shit.
Yeah.
But I wanted to make sure it's not something we should know as new players. I appreciate it. So it's not considered a turf take if you just go to hang out on a corner. It's more like a gang okay, thank you. It's more of a gang versus gang situation. All right, I like it. All right. So, oh yeah, we're here now. What the hell? Consisting scenario. So let's go over this one. Committing crimes directly relating to or during an active turf contesting scenario or claiming is not considered in violation of this rule, so long as proper role play and initiation lead up to the situation. All parties involved must still display reasonable fear of consequences, not initiating a claim attempt if involved witnesses are present. Wait a minute. All parties involved must still display reasonable fear. Okay, I get that. I mean, I think you should display reasonable fear in any situation where there's like guns and fighting involved, so long as proper role play and initiation leads up to the situation. All parties involved must still display reasonable fear. Okay, not initiating a claim attempt if involved witnesses are present. I don't get that part. I'm not gonna lie.
Somebody enlighten us.
Yeah, what's this part? I don't think new people are gonna get it. I don't get it. Turf take needs to be started through a script. You can make that script though, correct? You can write the script. It's not like a written script that is in the game somehow or someone knows it. You make that script. You RP that entire script, correct? Because that shit would be fun. So if you are involved in a turf take, shooting, etc., the script is already implemented. Will happen during the daylight, but the uninvolved party is basically the reg civs, etc. Script is already implemented. No. But wouldn't that be if I'm lost? But then how are you RPing if the script is already implemented? Wouldn't it be RPing if you made the script? Like, you've got a gang together, correct? Like, say I got a gang together, which who knows? It's possible.
Theoretically speaking.
Theoretically speaking. I've made a gang, right? Script is code. Things are scriptly in gang are things like removing the shoes. But how do you run? How does someone know to run them? Or how do you activate them?
A gang or like?
Or where's that at? All these things, I think, as a new player, you're like, it's mind-boggling.
Like, it sounds good. Like, it sounds cool and all. Don't get us wrong.
Yeah, it's great. But we need to understand as a new player. It's something we can actually do based on menu features, etc. Damn, you don't understand. Yeah, that's why we're doing this. That's actually why we're doing this. That's why I'm doing this. Because I think that someone from the outside looking in could see where frustration can come in. Right? Listen here. It's easier to explain in voice chat. This one is a bit loaded, honestly. So your default Rage server comes with 0 features. Right. Sorry for the quietness, you guys. You guys know, if you know me, you've been watching me for a long time. Those of you that are going to see this, you know I fucking love to talk and I love to learn. So I'm just trying to learn so that I can help others just as curious as me so that the shit gets done right. Because
I mean, I'm just drawing.
I don't want like people to be as confused as I have, because I genuinely want to do this correctly. I think it would be fucking awesome, and it's a great idea, and I want to promote it, but I can't if I don't understand, and I'm just gonna fuck it up every time.
Then after that, then the freaking server is all toxic and everything. We're not here to support a toxic server.
Yeah, I'm not gonna stay somewhere. Last year I had many people, and some people know, asked me to sponsor their shit, and I told them no. I don't care. When I had 180 people watching the stream all the time, or 150 or whatever, I'm not going to do that. I don't care like how big I ever get. I'm not going to sponsor something or support it if I don't agree with it. So I want to make sure I understand this completely.
We're just doing 100%. This for the fun of the game. Like, the game looks cool.
To this point, When you die, your character won't ever respawn. So everything you see more or less had to be coded from scratch. Yeah, no, I do understand that. I absolutely understand it. That's why they need coders.
Wait, what do you mean by your character won't respawn? Like it's just dead forever?
No, he's saying basically, or the gamer's saying, like basically that it's basically like a just dead area. That's why they don't have.
Hey, bro, if you don't mind saying your gender, so you can call you by it, that'd be awesome.
If you care to be identified, so script having turf would be gangs activity.
If you don't mind being identified with he or she.
Or a gamer. Think of it as same as turning on the card. They basically turn on the turf. Okay, guys. So what he's writing is everything that's been implemented in the code has been put, like they put in all the NPCs that are in there, and the ones
There's no NPCs in the game.
Well, I know, but if there was, they would have to implement that. Do you see what I mean? So that's what he's saying. Everything that like it's came out of scratch. It's basically like it's like if you were to get a game and it's completely cleared, there is NPCs. Okay, someone told us last night there wasn't any. He said there is. So, because I asked about some places, but we'll get, you guys, this is a lot. I want to get really through the rules, but general store clerks are NPCs. Remember? I thought so. Yeah, I fucking agree. I seen a general store person, I was like, is that person real? Not even shitting you. As a new player, we just don't know this stuff. And that's an NPC. She's standing behind a counter, but she's not a real. I tried to talk to her. Hey, sorry. Those of you that want to make fun, for real, I thought it was actually a player. Sorry. The shit didn't move though, so eventually I figured out it wasn't. But I was the guy that was actually trying to talk to the person with a mic, but they were behind the counter. Hey, yeah, because someone told me there was no NPCs also. So I take that literal. Like I said, I'm an SJW. I completely go. If someone says something, it's black and white. Like, there is some gray, but if you say there's not, there's not. I'm going to take your word for it. But if there is, then whatever. So I'm that guy, bro.
Now, the difference is that guy, it comes with a trust thing as well. Like, if somebody's always accurate, they're not lying to you, then you start to trust them. Like, hey, that guy, he thought there was no NPCs, all right?
Our only NPC you'll find. Okay, perfect. So the scripted part is built into the game. You can't. There's not RPing that. It's set up, correct? Make sure we got that rule before we go into the next one. All right, so don't do that. Don't walk into somebody's turf as a new player or whatever with your friends. Say you get say you're a group of 30 people and be like, nah, I'm taking this shit over. This is mine. Fuck you guys. Get out of here. No. Even if you are playing it perfectly, you have everything set up. You put your gloves on. You got your Dickies on and your Ben Davises, and you write it all out perfectly. It doesn't matter. It has to be built in to the script, right? We're good. I get it.
You think you get it?
Not how it would work, but yeah. I think I get it. I mean, it would be in my world. I would just get a bunch of my friends and take over a neighborhood. But now I know that you can't do that. So you have to go by the script, right? Turfs are captured by gang members standing on specific areas. Correct. Just like in the game, right? There's a lot more that goes into it. Okay. Right. But it can't be, that's what I'm saying. Someone just can't walk in and have, right, I'm doing the bare basics, I guess. I'm sure there's a lot more because I now understand that there's a script, there's actual script that goes into it. So I totally understand that. But as a new player, you would think you could just do that. Like, I could just go to an area and control that area. You can't do that. I'm not wrong, right?
What?
You have to actually, according to this rule, you have to actually initiate and have go through the scenario. So I think we get it. I think I get it completely. 100% get that rule now. Number 10. They can, but they will get smoked most likely. Let's take turf. I was part of less than 27 hours in one go. but you and your group of people going into an area and / me take this as turf does not work. Perfect. That's what I was saying. You can't do it. All right. Boo actually clarified. That's what I thought. So don't try that. That's what I'm saying for new people. Number 10. Crimes during the night between the hours of 8 p.m. and 8 a.m. are exempt from Section 8
I mean, now say you got like 80 people. Oh, wait, I have a question now. Really quick, sorry for cutting you off. Like,
okay, I'll read this after he's done. Go ahead.
Yeah, so say you read your chat. Would that be metagaming if you're RPing and you read your chat? Would that be metagaming technically? Just out of pure curiosity, of course.
My Twitch chat.
His Twitch chat, yeah.
No, Greek does it all the time. You just can't do it in the game. You can read all you want in the chat. What do you mean? Like, Summit does it constantly. You can read your chat. You have to. You're an entertainer, but you can't use what they tell you in the chat in the game. Does that make sense? That's metagaming. Am I right, you guys? You guys agree, yeah? You can't take the knowledge that you're learning from here and be like, I got this. That's metagaming. But as long as you don't apply it and screw people over with it, yeah. Yes, in the game. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you, Boo. I completely understand metagaming, 100%. I really feel like I do understand metagaming. Yeah. Because it ruins RP. It absolutely will ruin RP. Pier, it's meta if you go to the pier and pick them up. Yes, perfect. Yeah, just like I was saying last night. Like, you actually have to send them a mail. I'm over here. We were doing that last night once I learned and understood metagaming even more. I was like, bro, we can't discuss this, like, unless we're next to each other, because we couldn't do that. We couldn't do that in the game. We couldn't. I couldn't. If he's in the other part of the city and I'm here, even though we're in the same house, that doesn't make sense. He's not going to hear me in the real city if he's across the city. So I have to actually write to him in mail, please come and pick me up. I'm standing here. Correct? Yep. I get it. That fixes metagaming. Yeah. All right. So you get it, Mai, or no? It's just what we were doing last night at the end. We were breaking it constantly. We didn't understand it, but we got it. Like when I was at that hotel, and I was like, I can't. You're like, just come to the car, and I'm like, no, it doesn't work like that. You have to write like, go down the street, turn right. I'm somewhere, in that area. You got to send me a message in game. Otherwise, you're metagaming.
You did leave our car.
Right, we did figure that out, but
get over to the freaking.
But car. I mean, prior to that, that we were destroying it. Like we were metagaming constantly. Yeah, or in a phone call. All right. So there is phone calls or radio. Hell yeah.
How do you talk on the phone?
You call somebody. How do you answer the phone to talk to them? That's a good question. We couldn't figure that out. Yeah. You can ask someone for their GPS ID to share locations. Oh. What the fuck? We didn't know that either. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Wait, you can what?
Ask someone for their GPS ID to get their locations. Like, remember how we were asking how do you group? That's basically a way to group. Like, that's how you can find your friend. Instead of, like, trying to guess, you can ask them in the game, can you give me your GPS ID? And then you could track them, just like if you were on a phone or whatever. Like a car? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I got it.
All right. Number 10. Crimes during the night between the hours of 8 p.m. and 8 a.m. are exempt from Section 8 of immersion. Rules and robberies can be performed for lesser crimes and reasons. Cash robbery, pocket checking, locations such as banks and government buildings are not exempt by this clause. So, number 8 says you have to do RP before doing these crimes. At nighttime, between 8 p.m. and 8 a.m., robberies can be performed for lesser crimes. Cash robberies, pocket checking, etc. So, you can do that late at night. You could, in essence, walk up to someone and say, "What's in your pockets?" Pull out your pockets, right? At nighttime, late at night. But during the day, that's not acceptable. Like, you could RP it. I'm better than that. I'm just giving a situation. I'm making a scenario. But a weak one. I understand. It's not great RP right now. This is a lot to intake, I think, for anyone. But, yeah. So, that's what it seems like to me. Anyways, number 10 is saying. It's pretty easy. That one's an easy one.
Well, guys tell you when you're doing it good?
No, I just feel like I'm not. I know I'm not.
Oh yeah, you totally weren't. I was just curious if someone called you out.
I have to go, man. I hope I can see you guys play more MCRP, and I hope you guys have fun. Thank you. I appreciate it so much. No crimes at government buildings or bank. We knew that. But, I mean, outside of that range where you don't see it anymore, when it's out of your character's view. I don't know why I keep
denying him for, like, certain words that he types in. Just denies it.
Because I have that on really strict shit because I hate trolls.
PD?
I don't know.
I mean, I guess I'm going to call PD on you.
Number 11, this is important. Combat logging, also known as disconnecting in a situation, is strictly prohibited. In accidental cases such as losing connection, crashing, players are required to reconnect or make reasonable attempts to contact involved parties. If unable to do so, as posting in MCRP General on our Discord within 10 minutes. Such as losing connection. This makes sense. Oh, you can post it in there right away. Combat logging is also known as disconnecting in a situation. It's strictly prohibited in accident cases such as losing connection. Like if you were in a whole RP situation and you just pulled your router, like pulled your plug out. We're down to combat logging right now. Right? Yeah, we understand.
It's a good one.
I didn't do this, but I did see this happen. So we understand this one completely. All right. Number 12, I don't think we have to go over that one. That one's really self-explanatory and actually really well worded. It didn't take long for me to understand that at all. And for those of you that might not understand it, just DM me or write me in YouTube or whatever after we edit this. I'll help you out. I really will because I want this to be genuine and I want people to feel like, they can actually play here. Number 12, failure to roleplay injuries adequately, including but not limited to A. Players must roleplay their injuries adequately when the vehicle stalls. Players must also roleplay injuries when one would expect life-threatening injuries, rollover, hard collisions at speeds excessive of 40. Okay, no one does this. Let's fucking be honest right now. No, yeah, not right now. Trust me, I want to learn this like completely. I'm one of those people. This shit just doesn't happen. I feel bad for medics on this server. I really do. What? And I feel bad for admin too, because if this rule was actually implemented, fuck, man, people would actually be like have to role play. And I'm going to explain why. Because I wanted to do this. All right? I'm that kind of guy. I like fucking mud RPing. I do. If I understand what I'm doing, I'll get it. Like if I get hit by a car, I want to be able to I rolled over, my car came on top of me, my neck is hurting and my back is fucked. Like to describe my injuries and what happened for the medic to fix me.
My middle finger ain't working right no more.
Because it's a police chase. Yeah, I always RP my. Yeah, exactly, Legend. Hell yeah, that's fun as hell. But all I learned to do, I'm not gonna lie, is able. The only word I knew, like Maya actually had to run over to me, and I'm like, "What do I do?" He's like, "Just able," and I'm like, "What the fuck does able mean?" He's like, "You're not proper RP, and just type able." That's not fucking proper RP either, motherfucker. What you mean, just type able? Like, I'm literally fucked here. You're supposed to be helping me, but the medics are doing a great job. Okay, I'm not putting it down.
When the medic says, medic spelled it wrong, but it's okay. It's whatever. But anyway, the medic said, "Can it put you on stretcher able?" Question mark. What do you rate to that? Not able. I'm dead. Like, you know, freaking, I can't feel my toes. How do I get on the stretcher? You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah. Like, that shit is perfect. But all I see is able. Motherfuckers act like they can't type. Like, bro, explain what's going on. Like, this is supposed to be RP. Like, but I feel like it's...
Oh, crap, able.
Right? Exactly, able.
Bro,
able.
speak up.
I'm not getting on anyone, okay? Hey, but all I'm saying is I would be writing paragraphs.
That's what you type in, you know? I don't know if anybody else...
You could say medic would be able to help me on the stretcher as I am injured. Yeah. Now, would that... Let my hour return. I just did my homework. I'm hungry now. All right. So when you write, that would be a slash me, right? When you're saying what happened to you.
Slash me got his head chopped off.
No, when yeah, wouldn't I be like slash me rolled over in the vehicle, my back, like, because that's you're talking about your character.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it would be a slash do, because you'd be like, slash do fell off, broke.
By the way, you guys, I looked at every YouTube about this, and they're all dog shit. I'm just going to be honest with you. We tried to understand do's, and could not. Yeah, I watched them all. It doesn't really get into this, but I think we should here. Slash me would be, has hurt her head in car crash. Oh, so, yes. Wait, has hurt her head or has I hurt my head? Because you're talking about yourself in character.
Her general non-binary's head.
Has hurt her head in car crash. Wouldn't that be, you're talking about me, right? Like, slash do would be doing something. Like I'm slash do is opening pocket to pull out card. Correct? I made the intro for the fact channel. I just didn't think of going over slash me and do's. I don't remember if I did. I mean, not in detail, even if you did. I maybe you did. I don't know. Maybe I just didn't get it. And that's why I'm doing this. But yeah, this video, I really, it's going to be on my Twitch forever, so people are going to get to see it. Plus, I'm going to put it on YouTube. Of course, edit it. It's going to be hours long. But when it pops up, slash me reaches, hand behind back, sland, do would the man notice. That's how me looks. Pops up John Doe's ID has hurt her head in. I meant to say slash, not slash. Oh, it's okay. So it would be slash me has. So it would be slash me has hurt my head in a rollover. Or slash me has fucked my neck or wrecked my neck in a crash. Me, and then could you write like slash me lay, can you write my leg is broken? Or I think my leg is broken? Would that be acceptable? If you write the I part, because for me, I talk in third person. Forgive me. No, seriously, I just don't know. Can you write the I or the no? Slash me has. Like, I broke my leg. Because that would be fun. But all I see is able. And I'm like, how the fuck is that RP, man? The do would be the medic notices the bone sticking out of the leg. Wait, slash do would be that? Oh, right, because the medic is doing an action. The medic is looking at, yes, I get it. I fucking completely get it. That's what I thought. I just don't see it. Yeah. Oh, hey, now we're talking. I get this. I completely get it. This is mud RP. It's completely mud RP. Depends on who you RP around. Okay, I trust me and in my 12 hours of being on the server or 10 hours, all I see is Abel. I'm not even fucking with you. And I've seen probably 50 to 100 people at the hospital. Like, it got so bad that there was no medics there. People were standing all over the place, like, fucked. Like, so, yeah. But I have not seen it yet. I haven't seen, only from the medics. But I'm not hurting people. I don't want to be a jerk or a bully. I just want to make sure that I understand what I can do better for myself. And that's what you can do better, you guys that are going to watch as a noob like myself. RP the shit out. Like, you know, when you get hit or when you hit something, you can be like,
oh hell no!
Right? You can like cough it, like that shit's really happening.
Or start cursing at them, you know, because that's like what some people do.
My leg, I mean, this shit is real, right? So you have to think of what's actually happening. Like you're rolling. Big portion of the is great RP, but there's, yeah, but I think that we could fix that as a community. I hope that's, you know what I mean. That's why you play. I don't play just to kill people. I want to RP, baby. That's what I'm here for. Like, otherwise, I could just play GTA all day long and kill people, and that's why I would play GTA. But that's why I chose this server.
Or why wouldn't you just play CS:GO instead?
Yeah, that's why I chose this server, because I feel like the RP part is the most important part. That's why it's an RP server. That's, you know, whatever. So
no, it's not here to grind all day.
Right. I'm not, yeah, I want to RP. If I'm fucking cutting down a tree, I'm RPing that shit. Like, damn, my arm is hurting. So I would do slash me,
getting tired,
me, right? Arm is hurting in the elbow, right? Now,
wait, can you make a false call to the medic?
I don't know.
Hey, medic, I was just confused because my arm really freaking hurts right now.
When you're new, most of the time you don't meet the best people, but trust me, you'll find them. Hey, I know. Why do you think last night I said, even though I was so pissed off I wanted to quit, I said I'm not going to quit. I'm going to give this server a while and the benefit of the doubt and try to get to know people. I absolutely did on stream, and I talked about it. And that's what we're doing. That's why I'm taking the time to do this, because I was exhausted last night. This literally happened from 11 o'clock until 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning. So you can make false cars, but brush up on the penal code. All right. False calls. Okay. All right. So we get this. I get this. Inadequate. Okay. So basically you should do this. Jumping off a 3-story building and running off as if nothing happens is unacceptable. I don't know if there should be great consequences to that. Obviously, the mods and the admin would have a fuck ton of complaints. It would be ridiculous, but because it says failure to do that. But I feel like not enough people do it. But I think that if other people helped people,
combat logging happens way too freaking often.
Yeah, I mean,
we were chasing someone to go rob them, and they combat logged.
Like literally right there, but it's okay. It's all right. Like these are little things that you're just like, wow. But that guy might not have known, or maybe he did and he didn't want to, whatever. But it doesn't matter. Number 13. I think we get this. I totally understand number 12. Number 13. Cop baiting, also known as committing crimes in the proximity of police officers to initiate a chase phase, arrest, escalation, etc. without a valid roleplay reason. Examples of this include, but not limited to, A. Purposely doing willies around an officer to be arrested for no valid reason. B. Openly breaking traffic laws in the presence of a Leo without a valid roleplay reason. C. Purposely reinitiating a pursuit after losing officers. Wait, is this not acceptable? Hey, how you doing, Corey? Welcome. Good afternoon, bro. I believe this is not acceptable. You shouldn't do that. Right? Yeah. This is not acceptable shit. Alright, don't do it. It's against the rules. Alright? 13. It's really easy to understand that. I don't even think we need to go over that because I get that. It's just wasting people's damn time. Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. Okay, number 14. We're getting somewhere now, especially down to deathmatch. That happens constantly. I can't wait to get there. Prison transport breakouts. I haven't even been to prison yet, but I mean, you know.
Yeah, we like to give a clean record.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Once a transport leaves
You almost went to prison.
the respective, yeah, my first day. Once a transport leaves the respective precinct and is not within eyesight of the precincts, break out. Oh wait, my dog must have seen a bird or something. Yeah. Breakout role play is permitted. Normal rules apply with the exception. Can you hear me or no?
We can kind of hear you.
All right, well, just give me a second. I'll read this. It's okay. Prison transport breakouts. A. Once a transport leaves the respective precinct, like the station, and is not within eyesight of the precinct, breakout roleplay is permitted. Normal rules apply, with the exception of the daylight rule. Criminals say attempted a breakout at any time of day. Criminals may attempt to break out at any time of day. I get this. Hey, if you break out of prison and you're like, hell yeah, like you throw your hands up, you know, and you're jumping up and down, like you can do that. It's permitted. Role play is permitted. Normal rules apply. Perfect. B. Once the prison transport reaches the inner gates of the Department of Corrections, the breakout has failed and the suspects must make a reasonable attempt to escape the situation. They may use whatever means necessary within the bounds of the rules to escape the area. Once the prison transport reaches the inner gates of the Department of Corrections, the breakout has failed, and the suspect must make a reasonable attempt to escape the situation. They may use whatever means necessary within the bounds of the rules to escape the area. So I get it. That's completely understandable. All right. Number 15. Driving a vehicle into the water during an evasion would be considered immersion. Braking without valid RP reasons. Swimming for more than 2 to 3 minutes would grant KOS on you from the party you are evading. Yes, of course, because you're running away from them. I watched Summit do this the other day. It makes more sense when they robbed a bank. They jumped into the water from a bridge, and then they RP'd the whole thing. They got out of the water. They jumped on. They had it all planned. It was fucking beautiful. They had motorcycles all set up in a row, and they actually took off different directions, and him and another guy got caught, and 2 people got away, but it was beautiful. So I totally understand this, and I think that it speaks for itself. At least I hope. Absolutely. This one I really want to talk about. Deathmatch. Killing or attempting to kill a player without a valid roleplay reason is strictly prohibited and will not be tolerated. In cases where a player is killing for another player, orders a hit, the burden of ensuring valid roleplay reason exists lies on the tracking player and not the one carrying it out. In these cases, players should ensure they are obtaining evidence of being tasked with killing another player and by who. The following are examples of killing another player that are not valid reasons. A player hit your car in a traffic accident. Number 2, a player slightly insulted or disrespected you. This is disgusting. This is what we've seen all night. It is expected that all individuals of Mafia City roleplay attempt to contribute to scenario building. There should always be a great deal of consideration before another individual's life is taken. Ensure the reasons you have for killing another player you are reasonable. Damn, I fucked that up. Ensure the reasons you have for killing another player are reasonable.
On your age.
We want to avoid the dude hit on my girl situation, as this will not be tolerated. I have to go to the restroom, but deathmatch, Rayma can actually talk about because this happened to us over and over. I'll be right back though.
A deathmatch.
When someone just kills you because you hit their car on accident.
Oh yeah,
or you
fun
feel
fact, that
disrespected.
happened.
I'll be right back.
That happened last night to us earlier. So basically what we were doing is we were going down the road because we actually allegedly hit somebody's car. Not hit somebody's car, sorry. We accidentally ran over some dude, and he wasn't, he was whatever about it. But we were like, oh, sorry about that, dude. You shouldn't have been inside the middle of the road. But me being the person that's always inside the middle of the road, I make sure he has nothing on him, because if he did, I would have stole it. Because that's what, the correct scumbag would do. And then once I realized he had nothing on him, and then I seen he had a new tag on him, and I was like, all right, we're taking you to the hospital, bro. We go to get ready to take him to the hospital. We're using our mobile vehicle at the moment. We're driving down the road. We're almost at the freaking hospital. A little bit to the hospital. Less than a bit. And this guy has the audacity. Is we accidentally curved his car, hit it a little tiny freaking bit, bro. The little is a bit. We curved the tire, to enough that somebody would flip out. And when we curved the tire, what happened was two of them decided to roll up on us and drive and hit our car multiple times and then shot us. And that was apparently acceptable because they didn't get in trouble for it. Someone told me to report that on the forums actually, so it was not taken lightly, I guess. But I still don't know how to report anything on the forum, so it was taken lightly. Which is why, in my opinion, I feel like they should. Did they give you a demand? No, they did. They just started hitting. They started hitting my car, and then they shot us. I wish I had the moments leading to it, but I think it's the one I put in the GTA one, actually.
In the forums.
No, right? I don't know how to put anything in the forums.
Oh, you put it in a channel or something?
Yeah, I think I put it inside the channel.
Yeah, but this did happen a lot. It does happen all the time. Did they give you demands like get out of the car, etc.?
Nope.
No, not at all. That's what I'm saying about the RPing part of it. I would think that was great if they did. I would.
Okay, here's some of it. I mean, I only clipped a certain part of it because I was actually let me just clip this and report this to the forums real quick. But I don't know how to report anything to the forums because I was too late.
We're gonna learn that hopefully today, and we'll talk about it. All right.
Exactly.
Vehicle deathmatch. You may only make one attempt in a situation.
I was trying to save the video, but I accidentally deleted the video also.
At running a person over with a vehicle. Wait. Uh-oh. You may only make one attempt in a situation at running a person over with a vehicle.
Only one attempt? Yeah.
This was not count for ramming other vehicles. Wait a minute. So, that guy we ran over 8 times and he didn't die? You can't do that.
Well, he was robbing us. No.
He was robbing us. Wait. Let's make sure we understand that. That's different than deathmatch?
Yeah.
Because he robbed us. That guy was literally hilarious. I mean, he robbed us without a gun, so we went after him.
Hey, it was beating him. Okay, so the problem was the only reason why I kept running over him, because he wasn't dying, first of all. But
yeah,
it's because my command box, I already put in a support ticket at that point, but I could not freaking hit tab. Whenever I hit tab, it was you're already doing an action. As if when you use your muscle O.
If you run over someone, you can't keep going back and doing it. Now we just learned that.
Yeah, but what if they don't get down?
You did murder them. Regardless, I agree.
Okay, that's awesome.
Thank you, Boo. Yeah, perfect. That's perfect. Don't do it, guys. We didn't know. Another problem. You see, we were just breaking rules left and right. All right. Now we're at crash policy. Combat roleplay situations, power gaming violations. So this is power gaming now. It's combat roleplay situations. I think a lot of people don't understand. I didn't understand power gaming until I read this, so I'll go over this. In the case of server crashes or restarts, ongoing roleplay scenarios that were interrupted are considered completed with the exception of, number one, situations involving law enforcement officers, police department, medical department, Department of Corrections, and Department of Justice. Number two, robberies, hostage situations, vehicle pursuits, combat situations, and other situations similar. Number three, turf wars and turf captures. In case of the above, the situation prior to the server crash is paused for 10 minutes. Once the server is back online, unless all parties involved rejoin the scenario, any individual that does not rejoin the scenario will be considered in violation of this policy. Unless they write on the forums. If they write on the forums that they're disconnected and can't get back on within 10 minutes, it's okay. Right? Okay. It was stated otherwise in earlier. I believe I'm right on that.
Discord?
If you go into the Discord and write, you cannot get on.
Where like we can't log in sometimes.
Yeah, this goes with the other stuff. Absolutely, this is perfect. As long as you do it within 10 minutes. Be considered. Notify me in Discord. Yeah, it says right here, an individual that is unable to rejoin a scenario must make a reasonable attempt to notify those individuals through Discord within the Mafia City Roleplay General Channel within 10 minutes. The players that are finished off via sufficient role-playing, those are downstate where roleplay was completed under the NLR, may not rejoin the situation as this would be a violation of revenge killing rule. If for any reason the player who were finished off are no longer in a doom state, or a down state, doom state pretty much too, they are required to leave the situation, and the new life rule is in effect. Players in a down state but not finished off in LR new life rule must resume roleplay and are considered downed. That's what I thought. See, and this is I read this a lot, but we couldn't figure out anything about the new life rule. Yeah. It means you're considered in a down state still. You can't then go back into the RP, because how would you know that was going on? Yeah, if you can't get back, just make sure that you let people know. Exactly.
Oh, crap.
All right. With the exception of the provided examples involved, players may agree to restart or continue to roleplay situations but are under no obligation to do so. Any roleplay done is considered null and void if it is not restarted or continued. Perfect. I totally get that. General roleplay situations, combat logging violations. During individual player crashes, roleplay is to be paused if possible for a maximum of 10 minutes per our combat logging rule. If a player does not or is unable to rejoin during the duration involved, players on the opposing party, individuals not associated with the player that crashed, have the ability to terminate roleplay unless in the situations where the party of the disconnected, crashed player agrees to proceed without the disconnected player. Number two, gangs involved in a robbery. A player from a gang crashes. All members of a gang agree to proceed with them, or a gang B must continue the roleplay if they all agree. If roleplay is able to be continued, involved players must reasonably attempt to roll back to position and circumstances of how the roleplay scenario was prior to the crash. No individual may prematurely resume roleplay unless specifically directed by a staff member. In situations where assets were lost, weapons, cash, drugs, vehicles, etc., the individuals who lost the items must submit an administrative request on the forums. Staff members in-game do not have the ability to issue refunds. In cases where assets are not lost, but positions or values are rolled back due to the crash, players must attempt to continue roleplay. You may not contact staff to have assets moved after a crash. Oh, that's interesting. NLR is revenge killing. Yeah. Basically is either you've been finished to respawn, and no one can kill you again when you're in NLR, right? That's the rule. So if you see that, like, that person's still a downed character. Yeah, I agree. I read that. Yep. I didn't understand that at first, to be honest with you. Like, I thought NLR was actually, like it was just like another title until yesterday, a few hours in, I realized it wasn't. And even though I read the new rule, I read it, it didn't make sense to me. But then I kept noticing it, and after a while, that's what I mean. Like, you do need more than just the 16 hours played. You do need, like, literally, I feel like to do this correctly, you need like a real week to, and then you should be in trouble. No, so in LR you can't return to the area you died in for 15 minutes, I think, or whatever the time limit is gonna. Right. I understand that. Right. Because you're downed. I get it. But did we read this yet? No, we didn't. But we're going to get into this in-game microphone usage now. Let's see how much further we have to go. Not that far. All right, in-game microphone usage. We'll try to go through some of these a little bit faster, but some of these you believe. Okay, I'll try to find out too. The NLR rule. In-game microphone usage. Our goal is to provide the most immersive environment obtainable through Grand Theft Auto 5. We believe that microphone regulations will assist us in our goal. Number one, community members are required to have an audible microphone. Interference, echoing, muffling, background noise, or using a voice changer is strictly prohibited. Number two, community members are required to use push-to-talk at all times. Oh, see, we didn't know that. That's good to know. So you are required to only use push-to-talk, Maya.
Yeah.
All right. Number three, community members are prohibited from playing music, sound effects, sound clips, soundboard. Individuals who operate a business or event with the purpose of entertainment may play music through their microphone. Community members are prohibited from creating undesirable sounds, which includes but not limited to farting, belching, screeching, or screaming, unless the individual is creating these sounds to add to the roleplay environment. If these sounds detour from the quality of the roleplay environment, it is considered a violation of the moderator's discretion. At the moderator's discretion. Number five, yelling, screaming, or escalating the normal sound level of an individual's voice is strictly prohibited unless the situation calls for it, like you're dying or someone's dying in front of you, because I'll be screaming. Number six, usage of a microphone is required for all role players. Playing as a mute is not prohibited or permitted. My bad. Playing as a mute is not permitted. Make sure I correct myself. Number seven, voice changers are permitted only when using a realistic voice. Any voice changes used on a character must be kept and used on that character. No changing voices via voice changer after committing a crime. Number eight, the usage of racial slurs is not permitted. Number nine, usage of language other than English is not permitted. All right, those are self-explanatory. We don't really have to go into those too much. I read them, we know them, they're going to be on the stream. People can listen. Killing on sight. Killing or attempted to kill another player without valid initiation or without allowing sufficient time to respond to demands / roleplay. Valid initiation is not granted on every character in a situation unless they are directly involved and contributing. In cases where a player is ordered to shoot in a situation prior to initiating being met, The older player is held liable. Evidence of this is required. The following examples would be considered invalid initiation or demands. Hands up or die. Do X in 5 seconds or die. So a do statement, do something or die. Killing a player for not complying with demands before a reasonable amount of time has passed unless the player is attempted to escape or resist. So if they're not trying to leave, you can't just shoot them. Initiating a scenario from or to a moving car. What? Initiating on a large group of people solo without backup. Kill on sight. Initiating a scenario from or to a moving car. That's an invalid initiation demand? So if someone's driving by you and you're moving next to them, right? And you pull a gun from the window and you're like, this is a robbery. Pull over. You're initiating a scenario from a moving car. But it would be invalid? This is important. I don't know. But you can be okay. That's a great question. I don't know for sure. But initiating on a large group of people solo without backup, that makes sense. That's actually dumb. Really bad roleplay too, because you're going to get wrecked. It is expected that all individuals of Mafia City roleplay add to the overall immersion and character building. Valid initiation must be done. So this one I can't speak on. I don't know for the deets. Yeah, this one is kind of a bit ouch to me anyway. Understanding, but it's all right. This is what I mean. Like, you're not going to get this, even if you read this multiple times. This stuff is rough. It is expected that all Mafia City role players add to the overall immersion of a character building. Oh, let's read the hands up or die. Okay, we read that. Valid initiation must be done. The requirements for valid initiation is considered waived in situations fitting at least one of the following criteria. Number 1, witnessing a character seriously harming or physically threatened by life of someone your character has close relations or group corporation ties with. Exception made to PD who can assist anyone being seriously harmed. What? Excuse me. Number 1, KOS. I guess this is number 2. Just number 1 was written twice here. It's okay. There's really 5, guys. Number 2, KOS is not granted on Leos, which are police officers, unless they're actively being threatened with severe consequences for their actions. Police driving slowly on the outside of a scene, providing medical aid, would not grant KOS. These changes do not mean allies can assist you if the Leo witnessed a felon level offense. Leos must return fire before your allies can assist. All right. Corey, I agree, but that's why I'm going through it. And then you're expected to know this within a 16-hour period of the game. What do you think of that? What do you think of that, Corey? Seriously. I can add you to the call. I'm going to add you. There you go. All right. Anyways, Corey is a moderator of mine. I've known him for 5 years, and some of you guys know him. If he answers or not. But the fact of the matter is that we tried to get him to play this, or I would like for him to do it, but this is hard for people, like, to even understand this stuff. You there, Corey? You hear me?
Yeah, I was listening to you read it off, and I was like, you know what? That is just way too much to play a game.
Now imagine
Nah,
having to know all of this within like one day.
nah, bro. Like,
Don't you
hell
think
no.
that even just to this part, we're not even halfway through this thing. Um, this is gonna. I mean, this is taking me time to read and go through. Um, there's no way a new person, like bro, be like, would you read all? Like, honestly, like you're in your
I wouldn't
30s,
even
even.
want to
Would you
read
want to?
all that, bro.
Right?
Like, after, like just a second ago, right before you called me, I went to go jump on YouTube and look at some mid laners.
Right. Well, because like when we were talking, it sounds fun, but then when you hear all of this stuff, it's overwhelming. Yeah.
Well, yeah, man. You gotta be like, okay, so like, am I getting in trouble in the game for like being this way at this moment, but it's okay at this moment? Like, that doesn't make sense,
Well,
bro.
you have
Like,
to
it's either
understand
it's
each
okay or
situation,
not.
right? But then it's very hard if you're
Exactly.
expected to understand those situations in a day or 2 days, even. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like, it's either right or wrong.
I agree with you. There's no gray area, and I feel like these things need to be extended. It needs to be like 7 to 14 days. You should have a new title, because bro, I got in an argument with a guy last night that said, "Well, your friend's not new." The fuck? He's not new. He's only played for one day, 30 hours, a day and a half. How can you expect him to understand all of this shit like in 30 hours? No fucking way is a human going to be able to be not just read this, but have the comprehension and the reading and then be able to put it into action in 16
Yes.
hours.
It's one thing to read it and be able to memorize it, but to fully comprehend everything, no, bro, that takes time, yeah.
Yeah. It's insane. So I just want to, okay, I'll let you go. I just wanted to call you. I really wanted to hear like your take on it too, because we were
Yeah,
telling you about the
like,
game and like this is pretty in depth, and I understand it needs to be, but damn, this is like so much. And if you do have to intake that, I'll leave this part inside the YouTube video. By the way, I'm making a video about this, but if you do have to understand all this shit, then it needs to be longer than 16 hours. There's no
yeah,
fucking way you
right.
could do this, right? Humanly.
Dude, that's basically they should have at least something telling you in the beginning, okay, you need to go read all this
And then
before
a
you even start
tutorial,
your gameplay.
like a long ass tutorial.
Right, right.
Yeah,
Something. If
I,
they want to do it that way, yeah.
yeah. I mean, exactly. I agree. All right. I don't even know where I was because this is like okay. I do know before the allies can assist. Okay, we're at number 3 actually.
All right,
All right,
bro.
brother. Take care. You can just end the call
All right,
and
man.
call in anytime you want because I know you're going to be listening. When an individual
Yeah, yeah.
has reasonable suspicion that they are about to be arrested for a felony, or it is specifically stated they are about to be arrested for committing a felony, reasonable suspicion is determined by the reviewing moderator to determine its impact on the role play environment. Number 1, this is number 4, even though it says 3. The individual is part of a group that has recently contested your group's turf. Number 5, the individual has shown that they are armored and are showing hostile intent around a group turf. This allowance for lack of valid initiation ends once the situation is no longer active. Interruptions greater than 5 minutes will require valid initiation to be done upon the initiation of a role play. Power gaming. I think most of this stuff right here, the kill on site is pretty in depth, and um, I I get it. Like you can't just walk up and shoot somebody. You can't, and you need to have great and awesome reason, and you need to give people time to do the role play. If you're not allowing them to do it, hey, welcome back. If you're not allowing them to do it, you should get in trouble for that. And I think that's why people quit and get as frustrated as I was. So welcome back, man. I hope you were listening to Corey, who said that he also feels that I tried to get him to play this with us, but he said that this is insane, and no way for someone that's only played the game for 16 hours should lose a new title. They need at least 7 days. I really am adamant about it, because this is too much to be able to comprehend and then be able to do. I realize you guys have leniency, but it's just so much. All right, power gaming. Role playing. An interaction that is unrealistic, forcing an action on another player, or enacting certain play-to-win tactics. You are required to give all players a sufficient amount of time to respond to role play, and in return, all players are expected to respond to role play on a timely manner. Power gaming includes, but is not limited to, number 1, you may not force death, character kill, or of another character in a role-play situation. Number 2, players are prohibited from responding in active role-play situations unless first aid has not been applied. That makes sense. Within 10 minutes, transfer to a medical center has not begun within 30 minutes, or their character has been finished. Reference section 7. Number 3, refusing to respond to roleplay actions /me/do, etc., including but not limited to offenses that stall or prevent roleplay. Number 4, providing false information in roleplay responses via the /do command. Number 5, failure to use /me and /do to confirm when performing forceful script actions, which we learned about earlier. Cuffing, looting, frisking on other players. Number 6, weapon models that appear on players when carrying them in the inventory or equipped are to be considered visible at all times in their assigned locations and cannot be hidden. Number 7, when performing the following forceful script actions against a down player, you are not required to use a /me and do not have receive a /do command. You do not have to receive or do a /do command confirmation. Number 8, frisking or looting a player that is in a down state. Wait, you can't do that? Yeah, bro. Hey, I want to bring people to the server. I'm being honest with you. If I'm going to support something and I'm going to play it on my stream, I need to understand it, and I don't want to do it half-ass. Like I don't. I'm not that guy, I'm not saying that other people are whatever. But for me and what I do, this is. If I take on something, I'm going to try to learn as much as I can. And it might be annoying for some, and I might annoy people in PMs, etc., but I want to understand. Because the better understanding of these concepts, I think will lead to better RP. At least in my opinion. When they are down, you do not have to get and /do confirmation. You can just do it. All right, so you can search them if they're downed, because they're down. Now, what about if someone else downs them and you walk by? Are you able to then, take their stuff if you weren't involved in the RP to begin with? Like, you just walk by. Yes, you can. Good. I just wanted to make sure. We did that yesterday, so I didn't want to be like, damn, another one I broke, right? All right. All right, so that's number 8. Number 9, tying or blindfolding a player. Interesting. This would have to be done in a statement. Like a slash do statement, yeah? I wanted to make sure. This would be like slash do. I'm tying you to this pole. You cannot move. Scriptly. I'm going to have to learn about the script part of this for real. We're going to have to DM each other or something. Like, I really do have to do it. All right. I have to understand. I real need help with this. But when I get it, and I'll explain to y'all. Don't worry. But the script thing is still a little bit off for me. I'll be honest. Number 10, 3. Cuffing a player. Number 11. 4 items that would be located on a player through roleplay, but not through script functionality. Items that cannot be physically taken. /me/doer required. The following are examples. Body cameras, identification cards, items that would be located on the player only through the means of /do. Okay, this is a good question then. So, someone's dead. You can't steal their keys. Or can you? Because of the /do. Because it says through the means of /do, car keys, property, cell phones, or radios. Because we got our radio stolen from us yesterday. That was on our body. Someone's just outright jacked it. Can you do that? Or you shouldn't do that. You can walk up /me shifts through man's pockets /do. I find them and then take them. Okay, they stole his radio yesterday. We literally just RP. Can't scriptly steal radios. You can walk up and me/shift through. Okay, you can walk up and /me shift through the pocket. Right, this is the RP. I get that. You can steal it, but he can RP it. We can hop into a voice chat at some point to explain. Okay, right, but if they're not RPing it and they just jack it, that's shit gaming. That's shit RP, right? You and me both agree, yeah? Like, if there's no RP involved, good. Hey, I'm with you on this. Hey, if someone, like I said yesterday, I was really plain and simple on stream last night. If someone walked up, pulled a gun on me, and, like, RP'd it, I'll give them whatever the fuck they want. Because this is like a scenario. It's real shit, right? You gotta take that seriously. But if you ain't doing that, you're just being an idiot. I'm ignoring your dumbass. Alright. That's just me. Alright. So I just wanted to make sure. You can /do, search them, and take their car keys. Correct? But you have to /do prior. And do a search. You can't just jack it off their body. Make sure I'm understanding this concept. And everyone else that's going to watch this. You can take keys scriptly as well, but sometimes they don't have it. Okay, right. I agree. Some people don't own a car. All right. I want to make sure we all understand. It is better to RP it, but when down, you do not have to. Okay. 12. Continuing active resistance. Running away, violent resistance after being hit with a taser 2 times is a given situation. Hey, what if you're Rodney King? Like, he got tased like, what, 8 times or some shit? For real. I'm not even fucking around. Like, what if you like got high before you did it? Wasn't he on PCP, they said? Some shit like that, being real. Like, that's a real thing. you know what I'm talking about, right? Hey, what if you got high? You're high as hell, right? My character's a stoner in this game. People have a hard time following that rule. All right. I just wanted to make sure. All right. We understand each other then. Once your character has confirmed the additional injury with the down player by using the required /do confirmation. You are no longer required to wait for roleplay confirmation through /do when interacting with the player's body, as this player is incapacitated and would no longer have the ability to resist continue roleplay. I agree with that. All right. I get all of those things, actually. I'm glad we went through some of them, especially the key rule. We were talking about that last night. We took a key off a guy's body. We didn't do /do. But he was dead as fuck. So we don't have to if they're dead. But we could just for the hell of it. And it's good RP, right? I think it's actually fun. I'll actually do it. It's like mud RP. Like, typing to me is mud RP. Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, my dog is smashing me. She's actually amazing. All right. She has her bone right by me, too. A fucking amazing dog. You guys want to see her really quick? Hold on. Let me do that. Let me show you my doggy. She's right here, look. She's smacking the shit out of me, so watch, I'll take my hand off of her. Oh, she has her bone. She was actually hitting me, but she has her bone now. She's excited. She's German Shepherd and Belgian Malinois. She's amazing. And we named her Mamba because those of you that don't know the story, we got her the day that Kobe Bryant, his helicopter went down. I loved Kobe since I was like, whatever, watched him all of his years, and so we went and got a dog that day. Didn't know we were getting her either. We went to the ASPCA, and they had puppies, and we got her, and we named her Mamba. So, yeah, she's fucking amazing. Seriously, a great dog. But back to this. The good thing we're gonna edit this shit. I mean, it's gonna go on Twitch. Anyone can watch this on Twitch. But when I put it on YouTube, we're gonna edit a lot because this is gonna be one long ass video. Property raids. Running into a lockable structure to evade a chase from a rival gang or legal entity will automatically allow the opposing party to raid your structure. Wait, let's read that again. Running into a lockable structure to evade a chase from a rival gang or legal entity will automatically allow the opposing party to raid your structure. Staff will be called via B menu report to unlock the structure. If no staffs are present, the evading party must unlock the door or face power gaming punishment. Ah, that's actually really cool. So, if you're fucking chasing somebody down a road, right? You're chasing them and they run into their house. The staff then will show up and unlock the door so you can finish the RP, so you didn't waste your time for however long the chase has been going on. Am I right? Out of character. This kind of pauses RP to reset position. Get it? Only if staff won't. It would unlock the door out of character. Yeah, you need staff to unlock when they need. Okay, right, but you wouldn't just generally call them for no because you're being a whiner. You would do this if the other person didn't listen and they're wasting your RP time. Yep, but without proper RP reason, you cannot be house raided. So you would be a B report in that situation. So like I held the chief of police hostage and locked the door. So the police break down my door and staff unlocks it. Okay. So the police break down. I get it. So that would be a reason. That would be a reason to do it because they're in the house. All right, I totally get it now. Thank you. I appreciate that. So this is perfect. Metagaming. We completely understand metagaming now, but we're going to read this anyways just because it's already been handled, I think, but this is good. Mixing out of character information or information obtained out of character in character is strictly prohibited and will not be tolerated. You may ask individuals to get online, but you may not state the purpose. Getting in game after hearing of a situation out of character for the purposes of getting involved is also prohibited. This is very hard. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be really honest with you guys here. I had a lot of people message me last night. A lot from the stream and even today. And say this happens constantly. So wouldn't this I just feel like this is kind of like in League of Legends. I'm going to give you a good scenario, at least in my personal opinions. People script, okay? In Season 6, Season 5, Season 6, Season 7, scripting was on every team almost. One person was scripting. Maybe every other team, every game. So then you would have to script to, unfortunately, to be able to play the game because everyone is doing it, right? So I got messages last night when we were going over some of this stuff because some people were saying, well, you guys are on Discord and you shouldn't be talking whatever, even though you're in the same house next to each other. You're in Discord talking. And they're like, bro, just fucking ignore what they're saying because everyone does this. Gangs do this, the police, everyone does this in this game. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, am I going to be held to a different accountability because I'm streaming the game than say someone that's, I guess I would be, because someone that's not, you don't even know, there's no proof. I'm basically giving proof. You see what I'm saying? That's kind of shitty. Like, if we know what's happening and going on constantly, should this even be a rule? To the same accountability, just people can watch you. Yeah, but to say Discord shouldn't be used, we both know, Caleb, that there's no way to stop it. So therefore, there's nothing that could stop it from being used, so it's not fair. Do you see what my statement is? I hope you're seeing my side of it. I'm saying that it's kind of one of those double-edged swords. I understand the reason. I understand the idea. Don't take me wrong. Look, I get it. If a police officer separates you and your friend, you're in a situation in real life, they're in a holding cell and you're not. It's fucking hilarious if they come up with a story like, oh, I had to go there because, my grandma lost her shoes, and so we had to run and steal these shoes from the store, and then your other friend is like, nah, fool, we just went and robbed the store. What do you mean? And then the cop's like, damn, these people are dumb, right? I'm using like a funny scenario, but I understand the reason why this is shit. But on the other hand, it's going to happen 100%. There's no stopping it from happening to people that aren't doing it. So therefore, they're being fucked. Because there's no way they can prove it anyways. I know it happens because I got PM'd a lot last night by people that explained to me the gang situation on the server and how fucked it is for them. So that's why I'm doing this, because I'm standing up for a lot of people. Just I don't really care. But that's what I'm trying to say, is that hey, welcome Viper, appreciate you. That's what I guess what I'm trying to get at, is that it's not fair for the people that are doing it correctly to the masses that are not. And there's no way to stop it. There's no way to prove it. Yes, Caleb, no, dude, I get it, but that's not real life. That's not even in game life, bro. We have Discord now in every game almost. Even League of Legends has voice chat in the game when you're playing. You can group up. So that's what I'm getting at. Like, this is the rough part of this.
Wait. Am I still on the call? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're still here.
So what's up? What's happening?
We're talking about what we were talking about last night when that guy, like, more than him, but when he's like, this shit happens all the time. Like, and we heard about it multiple times that everyone uses Discord, even the gangs use Discord and lie, and there's no way you can prove it, and then you're fucked anyway. So
they're not streaming it.
well, that's what I'm saying. So why should someone like myself or someone that whatever?
You should have to be able to prove that you're only using the freaking thing. Then how do you prove that you
right,
are? You
right. That's what I'm saying. It's a shit scenario. It's bad. It's not. This doesn't make sense to me because if you're going by the rules and someone isn't, and you know they're not, because they just showed up randomly out of fucking nowhere, you have no proof. They just showed up. You can't prove that. You can't. Oh, because they can role play that, you know, they were walking by going to fucking Happy Mart or some shit, or they needed food. And then who are you to say that that didn't happen? You can't. It causes an argument. Liar. I have over 4 hours as a social. Caleb, you got barely 400. Yeah, and like I submitted a screenshot to an admin that took place last night. I'll just tell you guys. And Caleb said he took care of it because he's a mod, and that he banned the person or whatever for whatever amount of hours. But I sent the screenshot to the admin anyways. Nah, but that's not what you told me.
Yeah, you said you gave him a 24-hour temp.
I have the video, and I didn't believe you were because I looked in Discord. Like,
you also said you're undercover staff.
Yeah, I have the whole video, the whole damn thing, and I sent the report to the mods, and I felt like, I'll be honest with you, you're a nice guy and you handled the situation the best you could to calm that idiot down, but that guy was actually fucked up, and he was really wrong. I have the entire video. I'll send it to anyone that wants it. I do not give a fuck. I was so pissed off last night, I didn't want to do this. But I talked to my wife and whatever, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this for other people that are new to this game that actually want to be part of this community that don't want to get fucked over. So that's why I did this. Because it's wrong. It's extremely fucked up what that guy did.
Yeah, he said
I was going to quit.
In this Twitch chat, not this particular one, but the...
But I have it recorded. I have all of it. It was all documented, the whole damn thing.
So you just go back to your other video, I think.
Yeah, I have it. I have it all saved. My videos are all saved. 100%. Everything I do in game and or on Discord is saved. So that's what I'm getting at. Like, but I felt like he couldn't have been because that guy would have got banned and I didn't see the ban. And
But you're also AFK, so.
But it doesn't matter. Like, this whole situation sucked for us last night, and I didn't want to play the game.
Oh yeah, totally.
It was shit. This guy was a complete ass and had no reason to be. He completely broke these rules, and he shouldn't have. And he shouldn't be.
So Caleb, that means you impersonated an admin. You said you're undercover staff.
Yeah, you actually said that on stream.
Oh, so I mean, technically, you didn't impersonate an admin. You impersonated a staff member.
A staff member. But regardless, anyways, it doesn't matter. We'll handle this later if staff wants to address this. But I did send the screenshot to staff that I know is staff this morning. Yeah. And I wrote a big complaint about this. Yeah, no, that's why I'm doing this. And I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm glad you're here, Legend, because I'm doing this because I feel bad for new players, man. I want your guys' server to grow. I don't want to be that person to just be, you know, the norm of just like fuck it and break every rule and make it shitty for you guys and for other people that really want RP.
And screw it, let's kill all the new players because they can't report you.
That's not who I am. As you can see by me reading every rule intentionally on stream and then putting it on YouTube, which I'm going to do because I think it's important. I want people to understand these rules because I feel like they don't. But what we've been through in 2 days is insane to me. But like I said last night, and I'll say it again in this video, I'm not judging an entire server and the entire player base by maybe 50 assholes. It's not going to happen. That's not who I am. So I'm going to stay on the server, and I'm giving people the benefit of the doubt, and we're going to be here for a while. I'm not going to quit or be bullied, but everything I do now will be recorded completely 100%. But we could get into the issue of I don't want to sit here and go on the scale up thing. I don't want to bully anyone. But I do obviously want to address it. Anyways,
with meta is
so let's talk about this.
Info OOC completely separate from info IC.
Absolutely.
Out of character and in character.
So my thing is this metagaming stuff I get, but I feel like it happens, and there's no way to stop it, and it's gonna be easier for someone to get me. I metagamed the entire night last night because I didn't like. To be honest with you, it's normal when you're on Discord. I actually agree with you though that when you're on Discord with somebody, it's hard not to metagame because you're on Discord with them and you're having a casual conversation. But
I mean, the next problem is we're 5 feet away from each other.
right, so then we're metagaming anyways because we're literally in.
Hey, if you want 5 seconds, I can freaking be at his camera. Like,
yeah, he could come right now. Like, yeah. So everyone knows who my son is. Actually, my son. Yeah. It's that easy. But the fact is like.
But the thing is, the reason why most of the time why we use Discord in the first place is so that way people.
I don't have to yell in my own house, or I don't have to be like.
You don't even really have to yell.
Yeah.
You just have to take one of your ears off your headphones.
Right. I don't want to do that. So. People can chat in Discord all the time, then if they mute when they have actual RP. I agree with that. Okay, Vipers, I agree with that. That's what I'm saying. And that would be funner if they have integrity. But that means that now you're assuming integrity.
Yeah, but 20 feet is like a bit far away.
So
5 feet you can still hear what the person's saying.
Are 20 feet away from each other.
But it's not gonna pick it up. But yeah, I see what you mean, bro.
Yeah. So that's all I was trying to say about metagaming. It's really a hard thing to not just prove as a player, but it can be very subjective, right? It's extremely argumentative. It's got to stay in character. Think of it as dude, I get it. Legend. I completely understand what you're saying, and that was my analogy perfectly. Is that if a police officer pulls you over, right, and is talking to you and moves someone to a different room, like a holding tank or whatever,
your mic.
Then you want those.
If a police officer pulls you over, you mute your mic on Discord.
Right. You want those situations to be like based upon that character and that character alone, because that's how it would be in real life. Like, let's be honest. So I agree with you. I think that's great. Let's talk about the next thing now, because I can go on metagaming forever. It's my own personal problem. Robbery limitations. You may only rob an individual's cash on hand and items within the inventory. You may not rob police officers, medical department, Department of Corrections, Department of Justice, or any other of their duty weapons, Players with new tag may not be scammed or robbed unless they initiate the hostile RP towards you. I think this needs to be blown up and maybe on the very top.
I like that. You know why? Because I got scammed the first day that I freaking played. Like, I was like, the guy was like, "Hey, you want to buy a gun?"
For $5,000.
I paid him $5,000 for a freaking gun. He just drove away.
And making $5,000 as a new player is actually ridiculous. And we didn't know where to report or how to report or even none of this stuff that we do now. So, items and properties can only be robbed between the hours of 8 p.m. and 8 a.m. or with a valid RP reason. I saw him go into a house and wanted his stuff. Is not a valid RP reason. I agree. Because it's shit RP. You gotta
report it. Because when I started, I was like, I'm not ready. I don't really care to stream or anything because I'm just not a streamer personally. I just don't care for it personally. I'm more like a making a video kind of person, sit for random people. But the thing was, exactly, you have to show it because, say I can say something, but it doesn't matter because somebody can say something else. So it's my word against theirs. They have more hours than I have hours. Then first of all, they're gonna win, and second of all, the staff doesn't care what happened if you don't have a video on it.
So you're in an opposing gang activity, engaged in a war would be acceptable, and with appropriate steps taken to conceal your identity. Now, revenge killing. When you are under new life rule, referred to as NLR in this rule, it is when in a down state, if another player applies additional injuries in an attempt to kill you, then are expected to abide by the NLR rule. Okay, let's read this again. When you are under the new life rule, referred to as NLR. In this rule, it is when in a down state, if another player applies additional injuries to an attempt to kill you, then are expected. I don't know if that should say they are expected to abide by NLR rules. I'm pretty sure it's okay. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't messing that up. When you are under NLR, you forgot everything leading up to the NLR, unless you have a valid roleplay reason. That makes sense. You may not, and that goes to what you were saying earlier, Boo, is you were saying that you shouldn't go back to that area within 15 minutes. Here it is. You were absolutely right. Unless you have a valid roleplay reason, you may not return to the scene of the NLR injury for 15 minutes. Now, I have to be honest. I have to be honest with you. This is perfect because we couldn't find the NLR. We almost failed that test like 100 times because of this. It says revenge killing, not NLR, and we could not find this shit. It's just so long. Reading this and reading it and reading it, like it was just a clusterfuck. We did not understand this. I get it now. I didn't even know the 15 minutes until like last night, and then I read it again and again and again, and I get it now because actually Boo explained it. But this is something I think players really need to understand. This is extremely important, the new life rule, that you can't just get fucked over and over. Unless you have a valid reason, you can't just keep going back. Like, you actually shouldn't like go back to that for 15 minutes. This is to prevent the ruining of a scene roleplay, and I agree with that. You may not rejoin the roleplay scenario that you have NLR with any of your characters, regardless of how much time has elapsed. For the purpose of the new life rule, NLR is defined by respawning. NLR by respawning is not considered a character kill, meaning opposing characters involved in the situation may still use information from the situation against you. Death by character kill is considered actual death of your character, resulting in the removal of an associated situation with the character. Under no circumstance are you able to remember what happened leading up to NLR. Receiving therapy as a way to remember what happened. That's fucking funny. I like that. That's beautiful. I actually like it. It's beautiful. NLR is only in effect when you respawn after someone RPs. Yeah. Now you have to understand, we as new players seen the NLR and we were like, am I still dead? Like, and then I seen it next to their name and I thought it was like a tag. I actually thought it was like a gang tag, even though we passed the test and read NLR multiple times. Go ahead.
Yeah, but the problem was we were trying. That was when we were trying to figure out like how to make a group, because it's when you go to a certain place, it's like grab car for group or grab car for corporation. Then we were like, oh, so you can make a group. How do you make a group? And we're like asking around everybody, how do you make a group? And then we see like two people with NLR on them. We're like, hey, bro, how'd you make that group?
We actually thought it was a group. We did not understand that. I thought it was a tag, like NLR. Damn, those guys are like good. They actually have a group.
You got new, and then you got NLR, and like I'm like, so that's like Ultra Crip. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like they're hardcore.
Like so, they made it hard.
That was real. He's giving you a real scenario of noobs. Like, this shit is funny, but it's actually what we thought. Yo, exactly. We were bro. We were like, damn, we're not gonna fuck with those guys. The new tags are the scariest people. We had no idea. They're scary. They're scary to noobs. I gotta tell you, because this topic says revenge killing. It doesn't say new life rule. So no one reads this. I'm telling you guys, I read this,
we didn't even freaking read that.
But I was going through what I thought I needed to know. But it's like, that's why I'm doing this, because I feel like people are not going to.
It didn't say revenge killing or sexual roleplay, and I didn't choose to read sexual roleplay. I was just like, hey, we get it.
Right. So, hey, Trimble, welcome. Oh God, no, especially for an rental. All right, so now we know NLR isn't like some exceptional hardcore gangster. All right, it's not. You just leave them alone, because they're out of role play for a while. They're kind of just chilling. All right, am I right? That's NLR. I don't want to misunderstand that, but that's NLR. Basically, they can't go back to the situation they were in because they could ruin that situation. It's like going back to the scene of the crime and taking evidence. If you're a game for RP. Right, new NLR hardcore. You don't know rules, which makes them scary as fuck. That is true.
Pretty much, bro.
Yeah, I was in NLR a lot. I didn't even know that tag was above me. Let's be honest. All right, sexual roleplay. Let's read this shit. Number 1, all parties. He really needs to know this one because he RPs a loud, obnoxious crip. It's fucking hilarious. You guys might have walked by him. What's up, baby? Yeah, hey, and people.
How you doing? I'll crip.
And people get mad as fuck, and we get shot because they're like, "You're obnoxious, motherfucker," and just shoot him. That ain't RP, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you don't like that. All right, he's flamboyant.
Hey, baby,
Leave
I'll
him
sell your
alone.
car. I don't have the keys to it, but I'll sell you the car, baby.
Alright, here we go. I would kidnap him. Hey, he tried to get a guy to sell him. Like it was fucking great.
Yeah, I was like, hey, baby. Hey, you wanna be my pimp?
it was fucking beautiful.
Hey, baby, I need you to sell me, baby.
It was funny. It was a great RP. Anyways,
hey, we go as low as $1,000, baby.
We both can. Let's go over sexual roleplay because this is important for some, and it's important because he was trying to sell himself. So. Perfect character for this. Alright, this is awesome. All parties involved in a sexual roleplay must provide written consent over/B before the roleplay begins. All parties must state their out of character legal age and/B before continuing any form of sexual roleplay. No individual under the age of 18 may take part in any forms of sexual or erotic play. Don't you have to be 18 first of all to be on the server?
Play the video game, bro.
I gotta make sure because I thought it said you absolutely have to be 18.
You have to be 18 to freaking join. Wait,
no,
what?
you don't. Okay, all right.
Wait,
there's no age limit.
Going on the forums, it said you had to be 18.
Yeah, find that, Mai. There are minors. This is good to know.
You know what? You're right. There are minors. Forums are wrong. Yeah, because when I was freaking signing up on the forums, it said you're 18 or older, correct? Because
yeah, you couldn't.
When you buy GTA, this is where you guys might get in trouble then. When you buy GTA, you have to accept that you're older than 18.
17.
Or that you are 18.
17.
No, it's for M-rated. That means mature. 18 and up.
Okay.
Because there's a strip place.
But the strip place doesn't have people in it on this server.
Exactly, but I don't know if they can get in trouble because the game is
17
M-rated.
is mature. I agree, Caleb. Yeah. Some play mature is different in each place too. I agree. But
so
yeah.
Might as well country you're in as well.
So this is, anyways. This is cool. Now we know this actually, which
hey, that's good to know.
This didn't take place the other night when that guy asked you to clear the cum off his back seat. He should have done all of this. You see, all parties involved in sexual roleplay must provide written consent over/B before the roleplay begins. All parties must state their out of character legal age/B before continuing any form of sexual roleplay. No individual under the age of 18 may take part in any form of sexual or erotic play. Any individual under the age of 18 that takes part in any form of erotic or sexual roleplay will be permanently banned I agree with this 100%, from the community with no ability to appeal. That's awesome. Any party knowingly taking part in erotic or sexual roleplay with an individual under the age of 18 will be permanently banned from the community with no ability to appeal the punishment. No individual is allowed to film or screenshot or distribute video or screenshots of sexual roleplay without written consent of all parties involved. No individual who is under the influence can consent to any form of sexual or erotic roleplay. All individuals involved or within the vicinity of sexual or erotic roleplay are expected to comply with these regulations. Mafia City roleplays will report any situation that may be applicable.
He doesn't know how to read.
Damn, I got it. It's there. Applicable. I just can't get the word out of my damn mouth. All right.
Applicable?
And no one anything you can be in trouble for. And no, it's not anything. Okay. For certain events and this stuff is very clear that minors are. That's awesome. All right. Gross roleplay. Listen. Are you telling me I play drunk? All right. Drunk Jimmy is built different. That shit is funny. No. I was talking. Oh, okay. I was just making sure. All right. So, gross roleplay. Gross roleplay is strictly prohibited in any public setting. All players included in this roleplay must express their consent before and revoking their consent at any time during the roleplay. This includes dismemberment, rape, sexual assault, and molestation, incest, necrophilia. In character,
what about incest?
Sexual harassment is not covered by this rule. I'll tell you in a second. All regulations provided by this sexual roleplay rule must be followed here. It says
that guy's from Alabama.
Gross roleplay is strictly prohibited in any public setting. All players included in this roleplay must express their consent before and may revoke their consent at any time during the roleplay. This includes dismemberment.
Oh, okay.
Rape,
So you can still say it.
incest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was like, hey, I had sex with my cousin.
Oh,
I got kicked out of Alabama. All my family don't like me no more.
Yeah, that's
I didn't know it was my cousin. You should have a stamp on your booty. Tell you, hey, who's your daddy?
Shit.
Who's your mama?
Girls go.
I got kicked out. I'm not that bad kid, so I had to come to here.
All right, you guys. All right. So thank good you're not breaking any rule. As long as you don't get in depth. All right. Chain of command. Here we go. I'm assuming this character has a bullet. I can't tell you. That would be cheating. You got to find his ass in game. Don't worry. You'll find him. You are expected to maintain our chain of commands as a community member. Failing to do so is prohibited. Number 1, if you have an issue, attempt to contact the support member first. If no one is present, you may move up the chain until you find someone. Number 2, you are required to follow any specified processes within Mafia City Roleplay. Number 3, spamming staff is prohibited. Number 4, the chain of command goes as follows: helper, support, tester, junior moderator, moderator, senior admin, admin, and senior admin. All right. Multiple character limitations. I think that's chain of command we don't got to go over. I think that's totally understandable. I was wondering, but hey, what do we know, right? So, multiple character limitations. Players are permitted to have multiple characters on Mafia City Roleplay. You are expected to hold a majority average on the character that is a part of the group. Failure to do so can result in removal from a group. Continued abuse can result in group membership limitations. Players are prohibited from having multiple characters in the same group or corporation. All right. Text chat.
We don't even know how to make a corporation, so.
Yeah. As you're new, we asked a lot last night and don't understand it. I don't think you're, whatever. Okay? Text chat. Newbie chat, the command /N, we did this all day, is for the support purposes only. This is not for conversations, nor reporting. Okay. That's always what it's used for. Consistent misuse of this channel
just cursing at each other, telling you, shut up, bro. Nobody
will
cares.
result in a warning. Advertisements, posting advertisements should be realistic and reflect your business. Products, services, or jobs, or events, posting advertisements just to bash another person, another player, shit post, or to advertise personal services, asking an individual to contact you, asking for a ride, or advertisement for personal reasons will not be tolerated. As advertisements using red text are not permitted. Examples of good advertisements. I've watched people get banned for this yesterday a lot. Come to Lenny's Cuts for the best haircuts in town. Right next to Mission Row Police Department. Come to J&J Barber. The only thing the competition is cutting is the quality. That's fucking awesome. Number 3. J&J Barber and Lenny Cuts. Ever hear of them?
Crap.
Me either. Come to Bastion Cuttery next to Grove Street Apartments. I might need to drink some water. 1 second.
Oh, crap.
Examples of bad advertisement. Fuck bitches, get money. Now open. Come fuck bitches today. My number. Number 2. J&J Harbor or J&J Barber is complete with utter shit. Complete and utter shit. Come to Bastion Cuttery. Number 3. Need DOJ? Getting arrested. Yeah, that shit is fucked. Like, don't do that. The command /B is for local out-of-character communications to make life easier. Please do not misuse this character as a means to complain out of character. Please continue roleplay scenarios and report players on the forums for all complaints. Excessive usage of /B that does not result in a substantial pause or delay of roleplay will be punished under this chat misusage. Account management. I'm not going to talk too much about that one because I understand that. I did in need of a lawyer. Please message me when I turn myself into terrorism, laughing in for terrorism. That shit's funny. I actually seen a lot of people get banned for this, so that's why I read the whole thing out, this text chat. A lot of people were getting banned for that. Either they didn't read that part or they didn't understand that part, one or the other. But yesterday, a lot of people were getting banned for it. Account management. An individual whose account becomes compromised or loses items due to their own negligence will not be refunded. Number 2. No player may grant access to another person's Mafia City role-playing related accounts. This includes,
Squishy, how's it going?
but is not limited to, in-game accounts, Mafia City roleplay group accounts. Hey, welcome. All right, so this is what we were talking about earlier, correct? This is what we were going over earlier, where this whole scenario, like if someone's in your house and they get on your shit and they screw with it, basically there's nothing. No player may grant access to another person's Mafia City role-playing related accounts that indicates, but not limited to, in-game accounts. City, it makes sense. You don't want other people doing shit on their accounts, and you don't want to be accountable for that either. They need to be accountable because it's their responsibility. Welcome, Squishy Scientist. My voice is getting crazy, you guys, but we're gonna finish this. Do not worry. Real world trading, the act of exchanging in-game currency, services, items, or other tangible benefits for the trade of anything out of character is strictly prohibited. This includes, but is not limited to, real-world currency, real-world services, geographical, literary productions. This also applies to items purchased in Mafia City Roleplay Shop. Vouchers purchased in Mafia City Roleplay Shop should not be transferred for profit in or out of game character. Now, this is something I didn't know existed until Squishy helped us last night. I had no idea that you could even be a donator. I didn't understand any of that, which I think is a super great idea.
Because it doesn't tell you in chat.
Because it helps the progression of the server. So I actually appreciate that. Like, I learned this, and it's right here, and I didn't read this, even though I've read this a few times. It's not something I didn't even care, because it wasn't something that seemed that big of a deal, and there was nothing on the quiz, so it was just like briefly reading it and going through it. There was no like understanding of it, right? All right, here we go. Releasing quiz responses and questions. Okay, I gotta be fucking honest. I'm the first one because I'm not trying to be a hypocrite. Hey, I looked all over YouTube, all over. Like I said, I'm turning this into a video. We're gonna edit it. It's gonna be a lot less than what it is now. But I looked all over YouTube to cheat on that damn quiz because I did not want to fucking read this thing. Hey, you guys heard Corey. Corey's a Mountaineer. He's been my friend for 5 years. He said that he didn't even want to play the game. Like me and Mai were like trying to convince his ass, and he's like, bro, he's like, fuck that. If I gotta go through all of that, bro, it's like this is like a job, and Corey's the supervisor at his job. He did not want to do this shit. Like, he's in the call right now. He could call in anytime if he wants. He's my great friend and a mod. But the fact of the matter is like, we tried to cheat. All right, you ain't fucking cheating that test. Good luck. And any of you that make this possible to cheat, fuck you. Because we actually had to take this thing and read these rules over and over and over and over. Not to say that it helped. Because, hey, we fucking broke tons of them already. But we did have to read it. Look, just because you
Hey, bro, it took us
you're
a good
reading
4 hours just to freaking get on it. Me personally, it took me 3 hours and 20 minutes. I freaking asked the mods.
Listen,
I didn't think I asked the mod. I put a ticket. I put a support ticket in, and I was like, "Hey, how freaking hard is it?" Yo, is his mind bugged or something?
He's not even
Can I not read? Am I like special ed? Like, bro, come on.
He's not even playing. I got my wife to sit here, right? I was like, baby, come here. We cannot fucking beat this thing. Like, this shit is crazy. And my wife was in charge of a lot of fucking people at her company. I'm like, honey, read this. Like, please. And she did. And she's like, she even got the shit wrong. Like 4 times in a row. And she read it too. And I was like, do you not see a problem? And fuck, it's actually ridiculous. So any of you guys that are gonna cheat and put that shit up, fuck you. Don't do it, because this is actually ridiculously hard. But I
like that, you know.
In saying that, I know all the rules and even scared to take the test. The quiz is randomized. No, you're right. We did it. Like, hey, we don't even want to tell you.
That is freaking true. It is randomized.
Listen,
not gonna lie. I wrote all the freaking answers down for like 20 minutes. Did it like 4 times, and they still weren't the freaking same.
Hey, he ain't lying. He literally asked for a pen and paper, and we fucking got it.
But dude, no, fast. Freaking write everything down. But what I put my answers as.
Yeah, good luck. So anyone cheating this shit, fuck you, all right? Like, don't do it. It's just wrong. And first of all, it goes counter to, I love your guys' pool, trust me.
Yeah, you do.
It's a good database, believe me. But I don't think I don't, like, I think it helps get into server, but I don't feel like it doesn't prove that someone comprehends it. Me, point taken, right?
Yeah.
I'm on the server, but some of this shit I absolutely had no comprehension or idea of. Even now, some of this stuff we're still like, damn. Like,
I mean, we still don't even.
I started. I've been streaming this for 3 hours and 12 minutes, and to be honest, there's still some shit that I'm like, and we're reading this whole fucking thing out loud and talking about it, and still some of this shit is quite like, you have to go through the situation in order to be able to do it correctly. So that's why I think that we're going to put a thing on the forum sometime today. We'll get with one of you guys and hopefully get help. But to explain that, I think this 14 or 16 hour new member thing needs to be extended to like 7 days, because I really feel like,
thinking like
or at
30
least
to 50 hours,
or at least 3 days, 72 hours. Yeah. Or 50, whatever. It has to be extended.
72 is too much. You know why? Because then they'd have to extend like the weapon thing. Like, then it'd be like 20 hours before you can equip the weapon.
Right, and then people would take advantage.
Like,
I agree with that. I agree, and they would take advantage. Well, they don't really. They lie about their hours, as we currently read. But
well, exactly. I mean, even freaking Caleb lied about his hours.
So it doesn't matter. But listen, so at the end of the day, it needs to be extended a little bit, because new players, we have no fucking idea. This comprehension is beyond, like, yeah, it's rough. All right. So, but we'll put a thing on, and I'll do it all correctly, but I'll need help anyways, knowing where to put it. So let's go over the next one. We understand real world trading because of Squishy. You actually walked us through that shit. That's where you can put them. I put a link for the future suggestions, and that's where you can put them. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. PM it to my mod, and then we'll have it. And maybe I'll put this shit in Discord too. I'll make a channel just for that, because I'm sure people are going to be joining my Discord just because we're going to be streaming a lot. I stream 15 hours a day, sometimes even into the night, and I'll be streaming this a lot. And yeah, so it's just how it's going to be. I enjoy streaming. I've been doing it a long time. But I took a month and a half off and dropped a lot of people. So, Releasing quiz responses and questions. Don't do it, all right? We just went over that. It's fucked up, and I want it to be hard for other people just like it was for me, even if I don't think that they're going to be able to actually understand what they're actually just clicking.
No, you understand what you're doing.
The comprehension, the comprehension level, anyone can memorize, but you're going to lose that comprehension in like 24 hours, trust me.
Less than that, freaking 15 minutes, you'll forget.
Modifications. All modifications are in gray area. Are in a gray area.
Instead of freaking doing a quiz, you should make them have to read the whole freaking.
No one's gonna do it.
Rule page, and then they can freaking join. Once they read the whole rule page from top to bottom, then they can do it.
No one's gonna do it. Anyways, they'll have no player base. All modifications are in gray area.
Guess what? They will freaking figure it out. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, they'll know what all the rules are at the end of the day. They have to read it.
Let me finish this. We're almost done. We're at modifications. How much more do we have to go? Hey, we're almost there. Fuck yeah. All right. This is like a like test within itself. All modifications are in a gray area. Some are permitted, some are not. Contact the staff member to better figure it out. Client-side modifications that do not impact others or give you an advantage over others or otherwise alter gameplay are permitted. Modifications or third-party programs designed to alter your game, bypass or change script features, AFK macro or otherwise give you an advantage are strictly prohibited. These modifications are also known as hacks. So scripts, we talked about this earlier. So we learned that when you're going to take over someone's turf earlier, about 2 hours earlier, when you're going to take over someone's...
Oh, I thought you were talking about freaking scripts in general. I was like,
no.
Wait, there's scripts in this?
Well, there is. I think, if I'm not wrong. This is where I need help.
Wait, is there... Yo, Squishy, I have a question for you. Squishy Scientist, because I believe you more than pretty much anyone else in here other than Tattoo.
She helped us so much last night.
Is there scripts? Yeah. Like, is there, like, ways that people can, like, cheat, like, with the guns and everything else?
Or is there /script so it says the whole script for you so you don't have to RP it yourself, like say to take over a turf, which is what I understand.
Or like for like the medics, puts person on stretcher able ? I mean, don't get me wrong, the only reason why I'm like curious on that is because somebody screwed it up and accidentally spelled able wrong.
Yeah, that was funny.
One of the medics were doing
yes, but we have an anti-cheat system that also logs and checks. Awesome. Now, you said yes to that, but what about the scripts like I'm talking about as far as taking over a turf? That you can't, like how is that, where are those listed? Or are those different types of, do you see what I'm saying? Because earlier in this, it talks about taking over a turf. And that you, like, have to use the scripts, from, the game. So what does that exactly mean? If you can articulate it somehow in text. I know it's difficult. I already tried to understand once, but I still don't comprehend it to the level that I would like. So that's what I thought, like, this would be pertaining, like modifications or third-party programs designed to alter your game. I mean, this part. All modifications are in a gray area, some are permitted. That's what I thought that was talking about. So when they refer to scripts, they are referring to the coded features we have implemented on the server. Yes, so there is that. I just want to make sure. That's okay. Obviously, you can use those. Yeah, get it. I get it. He's gonna keep RPing for you guys all through this. I don't know if he's gonna do the editing on this video, not me. He can do it. So to take over a turf, you have to stand there scriptly. I get it. And do it. You have to. Do you load it in a
CSGO? Script? Is it like defusing a bomb or putting a bomb in CSGO?
You're gonna get a muzzle.
I'll crit.
By the way, my son just enjoys saying that. Alright. So you take over champions, stand as complete. Well, you're gonna have to put that in a video every once in a while. It'll be funny as hell. Just randomly put it in, like, cut it and, like, put it in random spots.
The problem is, you know how many hours this is
I know it's already 3 hours. I know it's gonna take you a long ass time. I don't expect it to get done today. Don't worry. No. So it's not a script you have to load. When you say script in reference to server features, they are either automatic or something you have to do through the B menu. Okay, I appreciate that. I got it now. All right. When I think of a script, I'm thinking of something you have to load. I get it now. Thank you. You cleared it up perfectly. All right. Tried to get that all day. I still didn't get it, but I got it now. Bug abuse. As a community member, you are required to report any bugs or system flaws as soon as you find them. Tamper with, exploding, or using a bug will result in a ban. Ban abuse. As a community member, you are required to report any bugs or system flaws as soon as you find them. Well, we didn't know how to report, but there's a building you walk into and you fall through the world. Literally, you're just fucked.
Fun fact, we just walked in there and then we fell through the map and we were like,
but we know where it is. I'm pretty sure we can find it again.
And then I called the mod over and the mod's like, yeah, there's nothing we can do, just alt F4 your game. And I was like, wait, I'm gonna lose everything though. Nothing you can do about it.
So don't hit X as you walk in and just wait for it to load.
Yeah, the thing was when we went I hit Y on it and I just fell.
Yeah, it was hilarious. He just
freaking went right under. There was no hit next to undo.
And then is that when he fell on the apartment?
Then I I was waiting for 2 hours for the freaking staff. If you auto fall, then put B. Then I was on top of the freaking map. I screenshotted it even. I think I can send it in.
Yeah, it was funny as hell. But we know the building. It's actually broken. Or it was something to do with the packets going through or some shit. But it was bad. But alright, just wanted to make sure. So that we need to report, right? So you guys know that might be a coding issue within that area. Right? It might just not be packets. It could be an actual miscoded
who did
problem.
I send it to?
Well, we'll go over that. I'm almost done, Maya. We'll get through those.
There we go. All right. Yeah, really quick. I just want to, want to send it to some people real quick.
All right. Let's see. Ban evasion, providing false. Okay, providing false information. You may not provide false information or doctored evidence to a staff member. You may not provide altered, edited, or modified evidence on staff complaints, player complaints, or ban appeals. All evidence, facts, and information submitted to the staff team must be truthful and legitimate. An attempt to alter the outcome of any staff discussion through means including, but not limited to, lying, providing false evidence, blackmail, or other form is strictly prohibited. Makes sense. Absolutely. People can't be well, I was RPing it. No, the fuck you were.
No, they mean cutting off some of what they're saying and
I know.
Playing off of what they're saying.
Editing it basically. Money farming. This is what we were talking about earlier. Actually, could someone just keep making accounts and sending a character money? Gaming money, assets, items through illegitimate tactics will result in a character wipe and temporary ban. All right, but wait. Now we have a problem. Let's go down this rule some for other people that are going to read this. The next one is super important. Assets transferred. The fuck? See, I'm telling you. Oh, assets sharing between characters. Did we miss this? We did. I appreciate you. Look, we're going through this right now. Assets sharing between characters. Then we'll talk about this one. Transferring money, assets, or any items between characters is prohibited. Oh. Wait. What if it's your own character, correct? Okay, perfect. Whew. Damn. I thought we were we definitely, not only we broke 1,000 rules, we'd have broke this already over and over. All right, this makes sense.
Can you send me money?
Yeah, you can do that. But in old RuneScape, you guys remember classic RuneScape? I don't know if you played it or not, but I'll tell you. RuneScape, I used to carry all this shit. I would run to this area all the time in Valley, drop it all, right? And then I would run my other character there before, right by the bank, but hidden. and I would pick up all that shit, and that's what you're talking about. I totally get it. Totally get it. That was years ago. Holy shit. But I get it. Textbook asset transfer. Geek W. All right. I understand this, and I hope those that watch this video will totally get this one. This includes asset transfers via proxy. Bill gives Ted $20. Ted gave
we already have a problem.
Bill the other character $20. Generally speaking, assets from one character should not be received by another character. All right, that I get it. That's actually
Generally speaking.
But how would you even go about doing that?
Oh crap! Give me your number now.
Yeah, don't tell me. Don't tell me. I could imagine people could multi-box, and then they could just do it. All right, I don't want to give anyone.
You just remember your freaking bank code.
Oh, if they're offline, you can send them money too?
I mean, you could send yourself money if you know your freaking bank code. Yeah,
that's true, I guess.
Does it say you can't?
You have a PayPal number, and the person doesn't have to be online to send money. Oh, that's shit.
Yeah.
Also, that's shit. They should have to be online, but I understand it's a lot of coding. All right. Yeah, I get it. So this is important.
Makes total sense for like drug transaction or anything.
I'll read this rule again because I'm sure people are probably fucking don't even know this rule because, yeah. Money or asset sharing between characters. Between characters is the key part, guys. Transferring money, assets, or any item between characters is prohibited. This includes assets transfers via proxy. Bill gives Ted $20. Ted gave Bill's other character $20. Generally speaking, assets from the other character should not be received by another character. All right. Money farming. Yeah, I bet you can. It makes sense. Gaining money, assets, items, etc. through illegitimate tactics will result in a character wipe and a temporary ban.
Wait. Read that one more time.
This is really important. Oh, also we do have a channel for streaming and media channels that you can post your stream on. Yeah, I see that. I did that this morning. And last night too.
Wait, read that one thing.
I have one in my own Discord too, and there's like a lot of people in there. You guys are welcome to use it also.
You might have broke that rule.
Gaining money, assets, items through illegitimate tactics will result in a character wipe and or temporary ban.
Wait, what do you mean by illegitimate tactics? When I give somebody a car, I'm like, hey bro, I'll pay. Hey, you want this car, bro? Give it to you for $5,000. And then he pays me, and I say, by the way, I don't have the keys.
Yeah, or he just doesn't tell him he gave him the car, but the guy bought the car without the keys.
Technically, I give him the car.
This mostly applies to people who hold government jobs making money through other means. Oh,
okay. So yeah, I can still scam them. Just
bro, you're in GTA. That's the whole point. Like,
no, exactly. That's why I was like, wait, this game's technically Grand Theft Auto. You know what I mean? I stole the car.
You aren't
that would be under scamming, but scamming has a money limit. Oh, okay.
I'm off duty as a police officer, and I'm also making money through fishing. That is money farming. Ah, wait. We're fucking this up. Okay. Can you have a job and fish too? Because you're making $1,300 an hour from the job. Okay, good.
You can, yeah.
Whew. Hey, I just want to make sure I would have been breaking out. I have to leave my job. And look, that's $1,300 extra an hour. All right? All right, so you can do that. Doesn't give you a salary. It does, though. It gives you $1,300 an hour. Is that not considered a salary? No, that is UBI. You get that automatically. Ah, okay. Whew. Hey,
crap.
I'm feeling good now. All right, we ain't breaking that rule. One rule we didn't break.
Wait, not scamming? Oh, so basically if it's under 50,000, so I can be like, hey bro, I'll sell you this car for 20K. Then if I sell him the car, I'm like, by the way, I don't have the keys. That's funny. That'll be interesting now, won't it?
Yeah,
okay, I was just making sure, you know.
Scamming. Here it goes. Pay attention, buddy. Scamming another player that causes the offending party to obtain any items worth more than $50,000. Damn, you're lucky.
Oh.
will result in the roleplay being reverted and the scammed items returned to the original owner with sufficient evidence provided of their situation.
Oh yeah, bro. Hey,
easy.
it goes in with RP. I promise. You know, I walk up to him. Hey, baby, get up in the car. You want this car, baby? I'll sell it to you for cheap, baby. I'm just trying to get rid of some cars.
We wouldn't scam a new player anyway because we think it's fucked up what happened to us.
Oh yeah. Hey,
so,
you know what? Once I got you know some other things scammed, bro. I don't scam people that say new on them. But the problem is, I think new should be increased time.
Longer. But we'll write about that later. After stream, we'll go over it if we can. If someone will take the time. Anyways, final ruling. We're almost there, guys.
Or somebody should be able to shadow you for like 3 hours. Although the difference is that could be dreadful if they're boring.
We're almost done. Final ruling. Mafia City roleplay staff have the final ruling in all situations. They have the ability to pause and terminate roleplay situations and issue
exactly,
punishments.
That's my point, though. Sorry for getting you out there. But yeah, that's my point, though, Squishy. Is like if anybody doesn't freaking know that it's so obvious about the like freaking cars and everything else, if somebody doesn't know about that, but they're not new anymore, which is a lot of people that aren't new anymore, but they have, you know, like
zero idea.
17 hours.
I had a guy on my stream last night, he might be here, that's played for a month and didn't know how to pull a character out of a car.
I mean, we didn't know till last night.
Well, that's what I'm being honest about, though. Like, there's so much stuff that
it just does. Now, the difference is it doesn't teach you like commands. Where's the command section under the forums?
Well, there is, but it's not in depth. I just
about.
learned how you can buy bulk items. Yeah, it's a
Wait,
learning
how do you buy
curve.
bulk items?
No, it's all right. Let me finish. The constant questioning, pestering or hackling of a staff member's decision will result in punishment. I agree with this. Like rule trolling or constantly attempting to twist or alter rules. It already said that at the top. There's no like. It already basically said that at the top. I don't know that this had to be like reiterated because at the top it says that basically in the very beginning that you shouldn't be trying to find red tape to get around it. But it's okay. If some people didn't read that, but they read that, I don't know how the fuck they would get to this part if they didn't. Yeah, anyway. But yeah, that's already been covered. Properties, corporations, and group rules. Holy shit. Oh my gosh. This is a problem because we didn't read this. All right.
Hey, but wait, you can't make a group, so what's the point of group role if you can't make a group technically?
Any player of Mafia City roleplaying that holds the main ownership status of a property or corporation that goes into inactive status for more than a month will have their property or corporation automatically sold by the system. Out of character management, applicable, damn, that word is so hard for me, to second-tier official groups. In order to resolve out-of-character tension between groups, the following has been implemented. Number 1, group-to-group complaints can be taken out of an administrative light, allowing group leaders to work with their members to improve the individual's role play. A, group leaders have the ability to remove members from their group that violate their enforced standard of roleplay quality. B, group leaders have the ability to remove members that violate core group lore. Driving high-end vehicles, but group lore dictates they are a street-level gang. C, group leaders are expected to maintain the group's overall quality. The group is ultimately held responsible for the members' roleplay quality. D, each second-tier official group will have a strike system. The strike system is to be used by group management to levy a punishment or flag towards a group or consistent violations. There are no cases of immediate strikes. Each group will have the ability to work with their group members to improve their overall roleplay quality. Rule infractions, combat, logging, and a gang war, power gaming, and looting. Illegal group leaders have the have the ability to create and enforce out-of-character rules and regulations for the group. These rules will require group management approval. The intention here is to give illegal groups the tools they need to create and promote a healthy and fun environment. I'm just going to keep going because this still pertains to this stuff. Out of character requirement group specific. As a community that requires voice communications, we understand the necessity for groups to have out of character requirements. Groups may hold the following requirements limited to date of birth, age, individual's activity, corruption limitations, only applicable, I hate that word, to San Andreas laws. Any and all requirements must be approved by Mafia City Roleplay Administration. Termination from violations of out-of-character requirements are out of character in nature. The only information the involved parties receive is that they have been terminated. Corruption rules. Characters' corruption to certain degrees can produce good quality roleplay if done well. However, if the corruption is out of character, refer to each group manual. Then you must request corruption permissions from that group leader. 1. Out of character corruption, OOC corruption. I said it both because some people maybe aren't going to listen to the whole thing and scan through this. Yeah.
What up, Corey?
Applicable.
What, dude, I can't pronounce the word. My mom can't say aluminum foil. I can. It's fucked. Yeah, I can't do it.
Applicable.
Thank you, Corey. Without approval that involves the trafficking of confiscated paraphernalia, guns, drugs, etc., will result in administrative punishment. All right, now we can discuss this. How the fuck do you create a group? Hold enter that applies to gang and the PD and SD. Okay, how do you make a group? Does anyone know? We've been asking that question because we wanted to be in like grouped up, but we had no idea how to do it, if it's even possible. Or how do you know if someone's in a group? You make a corporate illegal group through the B menu. Okay, RP, basically text, like MUD, correct? You can't, okay, perfect. That's all I needed to make sure of. Okay. So it's like MUD RP, the B part, right? Because it's logged. You guys have the logs of that, correct? I completely understand this. There isn't a grouping up system, mostly games of corporation system. All right, I get it. I completely understand now. All right, you got to do it that way. Okay, perfect. I totally understand. This is perfect. Basically, you have to write it all out when you form this, and it has to be logged. So you use /B to do that, correct?
Correct.
I'm right on this, yeah? I think I got it. All right, good. Long-term conflict war. I realize there's like a stream time. No, not quite. You can scriptly make one through the B menu. Right. That's what I mean, though. You have to do it through the B menu, though. Like you can do it in there. You can RP it in there and set it all up. But it logs it. The B menu's logged for you guys. For the admin or the mods or people that, need to look back and say, okay, I can see where you did this. The groups are logged. Perfect. All right. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's the part I needed to understand, honestly. Long-term conflict war. It is the general policy and goal at Mafia City Roleplay to enhance the roleplay environment while also allowing for as much freedom in RP as possible. The below items are a guideline and should be used as a reference point instead of defined format to be followed exactly. Okay, I don't really know that I want to read this because it's not very.
Important.
Instead of defined format to be wait, as a reference. Yeah, this isn't cut and dry. I don't like non-cut and dry things, so I don't know that I really this isn't great because it's basically saying that this isn't exactly how it's going to go. It is this general policy that RP to enhance role-playing environment while also allowing for as much freedom in RP as possible. The below items are a guideline. This is just like how it could go, but it's not. It's like a scenario, if you will, or a situation. I get it. You're not in charge. Okay. All right, perfect. Group creation. All groups must have realistic and descriptive names. Okay, we'll read this though, because a lot of people wonder this. We got asked this question all day yesterday about groups. All groups must have realistic and descriptive names.
Oh crap!
Any group with a non-realistic name will be deleted without notice. Examples of names that are not permitted but not limited to: names that have no association to anything. Gang gang, gangland, bunny gang. Group names should should represent some form of an entity, such as Grove Street, Ballas, etc. are acceptable. Number 2. Names that are
Gucci Gang? Can we be Gucci Gang?
Are specifically for the purpose of trolling Los Santos Police Department, Los Santos Gang Department. Names that do not make sense. Anime, Bang, Hood. Overall, you should ensure that your group name makes sense, such as, but not limited to, gang names, Vagos, Ballers, Crips, Bloods, etc. Mafia organizations, Black Hand Triads, Gambino Family, North Coast Cartel, the Maceo Syndicate, the what? Whatever. Macchio Syndicate. Literal group names, Cello Motorcycle Club, 18th Pool Hall. Generally, the group system should not be used for businesses. We have the corporation system for this exact purpose. I mean, first you got to create a group. A gang. All right.
Gucci Gang.
Corporation creation name. All corporations must have a realistic business corporation names. Any corporation with a non-realistic name will be deleted without notice. Examples of names that are not permitted, but not limited to: names that have no purpose. Yo, a, yes, etc. Inappropriate names: turd baby, fuck McG, shit, fuck, shy, whatever. Don't make an inappropriate name for a corporation. All right. Overall, you should ensure your corporation names make sense, such as, not limited to, businesses, eccentric. I get it. Names: John's Bar, Johnny's Tranny Service, West Coast Gucci. Customs Auto Shop, Bingo 24/7. Individual centric names: JJ Service, Bob's Tools, John Eats, Jonathan, just like normal companies.
Gucci, absolutely. No crap.
General business names. All right, you guys get it. All right. I hope you guys understand, because that's actually way easier than a lot of the shit we've read. All right. Threats. Threatening a member of the community that is on a Mafia City role-playing platform such as server, Discord, or forums is entirely unacceptable. Exceptions can be made for situations that are not on a Mafia City roleplay platform, such as the situations pertaining to threats to release confidential, personal, identifiable information, or serious threats of bodily harm to members or their family members are made serious, being defined as more than just an example comment. I'm sorry, just a simple comment. I'm going to kick your ass for this, but one that drags on the and continues with multiple threatening comments. So don't keep fucking going. If you're just making a statement, that's fine. But if you're gonna keep going, then that's repetitive and disgusting. The reporting party must tell the individual to stop, that they are uncomfortable, or that they are in fear for their life. They will also state that the situation will be reportable if it persists. But that's breaking RP.
What?
Right? Because we learned that you shouldn't do that, actually.
You're not allowed to break RP.
You can't break RP to say I'm going to report you.
Because that's reportable.
This is kind
So
of
that's a loop around.
this is kind of yikes right here for me anyway.
Contradicts itself.
You're doing good, Momo.
Ah, okay. So in /B out of character, you could say whatever you want.
So I can be like /B your mama. You know what I mean? Like.
No, but you could be like, I'm going to
Right.
report you because of this. I get it.
It's all
Okay.
crip.
Because, okay,
I got it. Oh, yeah.
you get it. I know you're just trolling. Mafia City Roleplay will be forced to take action in the situation and punish the user for threatening another community member. All right, I get it. Nope, not what I get it. Not whatever you want, because some people will be banned for common decency. Right? Yeah, I mean you got to use common sense, but I guess I should have said that because it's going to go on a video. Yeah, you can't
Wait,
say.
so
Listen, you
somebody's,
don't
like,
say
super
whatever you want.
toxic?
Wait, let me finish it. Don't say whatever you want in /B, but you can break character to tell someone, I'm going to report you. But you need it, and here's why in /B. Go ahead.
So then technically you can't be like, hey, /B, I'm gonna kill this guy.
Right,
Correct
you
or
can't.
incorrect?
No, yeah, you're
Because that's
correct.
what that one guy did.
I know, but listen, it's already been addressed. I already sent the stuff in, and
That's why I'm wondering, is it technically acceptable or not?
It's not. It's absolutely not, because it goes against the rule number 2 at the top, at the very top of the whole thing.
Okay.
It's because it's harassing and it makes you not want to play the game. It actually hurts the community.
Exactly.
It's the rule that I read way up at the top. But like leaking unpermitted information, the intent of the release of confidential information, personally identifiable information, or link-able content to community members is strictly prohibited and will result in an immediate ban. Advertisements. Advertising of another community project or page directly relating to another community is prohibited. To clarify, you may speak about another community but not advertise.
Can you hold your radio down the whole time you're playing? Just
No,
out of
you can't.
curiosity?
It already said, I already read it. You were going to the restroom or something, but you can't do that. You actually are not allowed. It's against the rules. Inter-community behavior. Insulting, bashing, harassing, threatening, or leaking community content of another Grand Theft Auto community will not be tolerated. Doxing, basically. That makes sense. PayPal donations and chargebacks. Any chargeback initiated towards Mafia City Roleplay will result in community-wide ban without notice. You may only appeal this ban by canceling the dispute and will be required to pay the $50.
I wonder, can you go into other frequencies and go and try to like kill them? Like RP obviously as well. Is what I mean. Like technically could you RP and like follow them around the city after you find their frequency? Because it only goes to 100, it only goes to like 99 or something.
Because you're listening to them.
Yeah.
I wondered that actually.
Not like art,
So
not like kill
essentially-
them for no reason. Just,
So
you know, just
essentially,
like
buying
RP.
a thing in the store, getting your items, and charging it back so that you get it for free is what I totally understand, and I hope other people understand that it's charging back. I completely understand, and I think everyone understands what a chargeback is. They're basically ripping you off. Many people buy things outside of even the game, and they'll buy it and then they'll say they never got it, and then they get the money back. They're scamming. In real life, it's actually disgusting, and I do totally agree.
The
It should be
store in
bannable.
general.
No, she's basically like people that pay for their like donating or whatever. they basically will then charge it back and say like they didn't get their services rendered and they get their money
that's
back.
stupid.
Yeah, I totally understand.
I thought okay, first of all, I thought this was first of all in game. Second of all, I thought it was like when I was like, hey bro, I didn't get the 5K. There was that one.
No, you're scamming that guy. It was completely legitimate. Former behavior. Former behavior. My goodness.
Hey, former behavior, baby.
That's right. Forum behavior. We're almost done. Trust me. Harassment, flaming, trolling, attacking, or slandering community members is strictly prohibited, as well as any other consistently disrespectful behavior in a forum capacity, by the way. Complaint and ban appeals specific rules. Responses. You may not post on a complaint or ban appeal that does not directly involve you. No individual may involve themselves in any manner into a complaint or ban appeal that does not directly relate to them. I don't even need to read the rest. This is perfect. I don't think there needs to be
that can be debatable.
It says, all right, he did it to me before too, but I have no proof.
Okay, so see, that just tells you. So basically, if you don't have proof of something, you can't report it. That's what everybody in staff tells you.
Right, exactly.
So I heard that like 6 times over.
Yeah.
Hey, you get proof, and it's the worst problem is like it's right when I stop freaking recording is when it stopped happening.
That's why I'm leaving mine on constantly when I play.
Oh yeah, but like that one freaking moment, like 30 seconds, then I get insta killed by a car, and the guy's like, nerd.
Statute of limitations. Player complaints for incidents that occurred more than 72 hours prior to posting are not valid. Players are expected to report their issues in a timely manner and not stockpile evidence to report further down the line. The player poster of a complaint may request the complaint to be retracted, but must provide significant reasoning. The staffer's team will reserve the right to deny complaint retraction of the offense if severe enough. Players not involved in the situation may not post a report unless you're posting a report of someone unable to use the forums. I'm just going to go next. We're going to talk about this after stream. Trust me. Evidence uploading. All evidence posted on the forums must allow viewing without requiring a download. This can be done by uploading video screenshots to third parties, streamable YouTube image URL, and providing a link to evidence posted that does not follow the requirements will be ignored and removed to be considered valid. The evidence must be unedited and include complete audio. Support team have the ability to utilize administrative discretion to be able to accept evidence that could technically be considered edited in certain scenarios with the permission from staff management for the most part. This will be straightforward situations such as, but not limited to, combat logging, attacking players in NCC, not doing appropriate /me's and do's where audio wouldn't be needed. In more serious situations, it would include ERP where audio wouldn't be essential due to the requirements of consistent in /B. Number 2, any video evidence from any streaming platform UI that covers non-essential elements of the Mafia City Roleplay UI is considered valid evidence in forum complaints reports. Your local talking radio position and health, armor, and bar under your mini map must be visible. If evidence contains sensitive data, then the evidence that can be edited to hide all the sensitive data, the edited evidence must still be uploaded to allow viewing, and the unedited evidence must be made available to staff. Any content posted on Mafia City Roleplay for use as evidence on any complaint, appeal, or report is considered associated with it. Tampering with the content use of this manner, removing, editing, otherwise restricting it is considered tampering with evidence. When using other players' submitted content as evidence, it is expected to re-upload it and keep it unlisted. Tampering with re-uploaded content by means of seeking copyright infringement when it follows this requirement is strictly prohibited. Mob mentality. Mob mentality is something we try very hard to steer clear from, and as a result, no individual may, and as a result, no individual may. I enjoy this idea / I dislike this idea, support or agree in response to complaint or ban appeal. All right, so that's the ban appeal. All right, listen. I read all of this, you guys. We got through it. I'm gonna end it here so that the editing isn't too difficult. I'll be back in a few hours. I think that this is like this is like a lot to take in for any individual. Not just that, but I feel like you need more time as a new player, as we all know. We will figure out how to submit that and maybe go through it, and hopefully it'll get extended to even 3 days of real time. But I appreciate you guys all for watching. I'm losing my voice, but I wanted to read through all of this and make sure that I try to understand it. And I want to thank all of you guys that have came here and helped and added your 2 cents, because I appreciate it. Any constructive criticism, I appreciate that too. Because I'm not one of those people that are going to be hurt by that. So DM me or whatever. If you aren't on Discord, exclamation point Discord, get you into my Discord. But if you're going to be in there, no, my rules are stricter than these rules. If you're troll or disrespectful to anyone, you're insta-banned and you're never coming back. So that's how I work, and there's no questions. I don't play around. So what I say at the end of every single one of my streams is, hey, you don't know about tomorrow, so make sure that you tell the people around you that you love them, and the people that you truly love and that are around you, that you're serious, make sure you tell them you love them. Do not leave time without doing that. It's very important. We all need to be loved and we all need to be appreciated. Do that all the time. I love you guys. Genuinely, thank you for watching, and thank you for those that have subbed. I appreciate you guys, and those that have just added comments to help out. It's all appreciated. Hope you have a great night. Take care.